Welcome to issue 296 of Critical Encounters, a podcast about Marvel Champions, a living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. Here, we take a good look at the most critical piece of the game, the encounter sets. We'll discuss those poorly understood characters, unfairly labeled villains, and their various plans to shape humanity and benefit the planet, as well as those so-called heroes intent on thwarting them. I'm one of your hosts, James, or Darcy. And with me tonight is, of course, Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hey, James. How's it going, man?
Great.
Long time no see. What is it, like
No kidding.
3 days? 3 days now?
It's about that. I think and it was extra special. It's the first time that I've actually seen you, not just via the Lair intercom, but seen you.
Yeah, we met at a neutral location so that you couldn't complain about the quality of the air down in the basement levels. So.
Well, Josh was still there.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, we saw each other because we were at the MCDC con, which you were one of the organizers for, which was awesome. So.
I sure was. And I will say that of all of the souls you could have gotten from the organizing team, I am but one very small little slice. And of course, it takes a lot of people. I don't know how the kind of heroes guys do it, but we were very fortunate. There's really a core 7 of us that really put our hands up, broken up into programming, hotel, venue, different teams. And of course, a huge amount of input from the local community as well. So a huge thank you to absolutely everyone. Of course, and that includes everyone that attended. It doesn't happen if people don't go. And it's a big, you're throwing down money to attend the thing, whether it's you're fortunate enough to drive in and out every day, it's a bit cheaper. If you're having to get a hotel, it's an extra risk, but it's a risk. So thank you everyone for taking a chance and coming on out to make it such a fun time.
Yeah, it really was a great time. It was so much fun that Daniel came home with con crud to the point where he can't join us tonight, unfortunately. But I'm going to try to make him record later on. Hopefully, I'll be able to slot him in here, and we can chat with him before this show is over. Because what we're going to do is we're going to have just a few different segments of folks coming on. We're going to talk about the number of games they played, where they came from, highlights, the Loki scenario, PvP event, custom content, the swag. We're going to have a couple organizers on. We're going to have all sorts of folks, including our super special chaotic chat with all the little kids who came. Because there was some youngins that showed up learning the game. And so if you stick around, you're just going to hear segment after segment of James and I chatting with a lot of folks who, we got to play games with or we got to see. So stick around for a fun show, folks. And here we go with our first little group. All right, so we are here with a bunch of our MCDC con friends. These are maybe our youngest con goers. We're going to sit down and have a chat with all the kids who came to the con. So I'm going to go around and let's get some introductions first. Joining me here next to me is my son. Say hi, Tom. Hi. And then Craig brought his kids. Craig, say hi, and why don't you introduce your kids?
Hey, I'm here with Ren.
Hi.
And Travis.
Hey.
All right. And Jonas, you brought your daughter with you. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I brought Maris with me. She actually came to Con of Heroes too, so this is her second time being at a con.
Hi.
2-time con goer. Awesome. So what we want to do is we're doing our recap issue here. We just want to talk about the convention and what you guys thought and if you had fun and how it went. So for those of you who this was your first con, what did you think? Did you have a good time? Was it fun?
Yeah. It was really good. Extremely fun and nice.
Okay, so you guys came in on for the whole weekend, right? Can you guess maybe how many games of Marvel Champions you might have played over the whole weekend? Could you take a guess? Does anybody
About-
know?
About 210.
Was it?
No. Probably about 2.8. 8 for me.
8 for you. And Tommy, you said how many?
Like 12.
No, I actually had a goal to do 15. And I think I might have did 15.
You guys didn't do 6, 7 games?
7!
6, 7?
I definitely heard that being said a lot of times every time I played a card and I was counting out my resources. Now that I say it, there was
Yeah.
never a time I played a 7-cost card, but I heard a lot of 6, 7s going on. Must have been threat going on cards.
Yeah.
7.
Okay, so you guys sat down and played an all kids game. Now, Maris is technically a kid, I think, but real close to not being, right?
Yeah, I'm 17.
Okay. Tom, how old are you, Tom?
I'm 12.
And Ren, how old are you?
7.
And Travis?
I'm 10.
10. Okay, so we had a big range of ages there. You guys sat down and played an all kids game. How did that go? Maybe Maris, you were the oldest one there. What did you think? How was that? How'd they do for you?
They were great. I actually set up the encounter deck wrong, so we had a little bit of trouble.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, we included the standard PvP set, which was not supposed to be in there.
Ah.
So that caused a little bit of issues. It was a little harder than it was supposed to be.
Did you still manage
what
a
though?
victory or no?
Yeah, we did like a skirmish mode, so we just did the first phase and we played against Captain Marvel.
Who's really hard. Like she's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's
the
rough.
hardest in the box.
I picked her. Travis
Good
picked
choice.
her.
Very nice, Travis.
Yeah. Okay, so then I know later on I saw you guys playing a lot with Craig. You guys played some games, with other folks, and I saw that you played the Loki, the massive multiplayer game of Loki. Did you know that there were 82 people playing that one game?
Wow, that's a lot.
Did you know that, guy?
Yeah. No.
Did you like that game? Did you like that Loki game with all those people? What'd you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. Me and Ren and Dad and all the people that are sitting and Tommy we're all sitting at the same table. All the else and everybody else. We actually crushed it, and we did really good on it. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nice.
We killed Loki. I think either 3 or 4 times.
Well, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Did anybody in any of your games? Did anybody lose? Did you have your hero get defeated, or did anybody have a threat happen to you?
Travis was dead.
Yeah, I think
Only one.
I think we saw 2 player defeats and a main scheme bust. So we definitely made use of our resources there.
Yeah, the whole worlds collide thing.
Mm.
How about in the non-Loki games? Did you kids play any games where you lost?
I lost to Enchantress because we schemed out.
Who were you playing that game with?
You.
Oh yeah, that yeah, we lost to Enchantress. That's right.
Yeah. I didn't lose anything.
I think we lost the first one, guys.
No.
We started off really on the back foot.
When we first got to the place.
Yeah, like the campaign or whatever, I think we lost to Spider-Woman because she got the treachery that's like every minion does their when revealed or whatever, and there was a lot of them.
Okay, I guess we only lost once.
It sounds to me like Ren and Travis didn't lose any, but maybe Craig, maybe you lost some?
I mean, that's probably fair to say.
I didn't lose any because the first time, right when we got to the game store, our first time to that game store, we had a very, very quick game, and I killed Spider-Woman when we first got there with only 3 left.
and I killed her with 3.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
There were a couple games that I lost in the PvP tournament.
Oh, you played PvP. How did that go?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was my first time, so I didn't really know how to play it. It's kind of very different
And
than
were you
like a
teamed up with
normal
Alyssa for
game.
that?
Yeah.
And what did you call yourselves?
Alexander Slamilton.
Nice. That's good.
Awesome.
That's good.
And Maris has, of course, been in. I mean, you've been in Ground Zero for all the pre-con stuff as well. Did you watch your dad slowly losing his hair over time?
No, I don't think he had ever played the PvP either.
Oh, I mean, just him getting ready for the
Oh.
con itself.
Oh yes, that was very stressful.
If I remember, he had a head full of hair before he started preparing for the con.
That is false. That is absolutely false.
Hey.
Well, that's okay.
Or as the kids might say, that's cap, James.
I think Alistair's not old enough to tell me what that means yet, so I'll wait and find out.
They also did this thing where they pick people for prizes. I actually got picked.
Oh, me too. I was the first one in the Lincoln's family to get picked.
And we actually all got picked except for my mom, because obviously she wasn't there. But my dad actually, he was there. My dad, me, and Ren got picked. I got picked and I got a Nightcrawler pack. Daddy wants.
Travis, did you say that you got a Nightcrawler pack?
Yeah.
Is that your dad's favorite hero?
Yes, he actually glazes Nightcrawler, which is really annoying because he needs to try other characters and just spamming Nightcrawler.
He played Nightcrawler 1055 times.
Actually, taking more than that, 1,000,000.
That's what I keep telling him. I tell him to play different heroes. He's always on Nightcrawler, so.
You know what I
I
was
was
disappointed
surprised,
by?
just like Steve was, that you picked a Nightcrawler pack, Travis.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that your dad wasn't dressed as Nightcrawler because you guys came looking awesome. We're all waiting outside. There's like so many people, and we can spot you guys. Like we've got. Well, I won't say who the heroes were because I don't want to, mess up people's alter egos as well. But I couldn't believe that your dad was not dressed up as Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I dressed up as She-Hulk and Spider-Woman.
Well, Ghost Spider, right?
Yeah, you were an awesome Ghost Spider, Ren. That
Yeah.
was the coolest part of the con, I think.
So, did you guys have any other highlights? Something that was really fun that you wanted to talk about or comment? Let us know, like how cool it was, or something else that stood out and was a lot of fun.
It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, we snuck downtown Friday, so that we did a little quick tour downtown.
Oh, nice.
I think my highlight was probably the bingo.
The bingo. Did you get bingo?
I got lots of bingo. I actually only had, I think, 2 or 3 squares left on my bingo card.
Oh,
wow.
And I played a couple games where it was like purely focused on bingo, and I think we had one game where we got like 6 bingo squares in total.
Did you do the Professor X defeating someone?
No, I didn't. That was one of the ones I didn't do.
That's a build-out one. That's a good challenge.
Yeah. Tom, did you do the bingo?
Yeah, I completed my bingo with you, Daniel, and Darcy.
James, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Glad
the
to help.
all protection decks, and you had to ready like 3 times in a turn or something. Yeah.
That's why you were playing Cap. Very nice.
My highlight, I think, was playing the kids game and getting to know Tommy because I've never seen him, and also, at the end on Saturday, we actually played Uno, and that was really fun too.
Back at the hotel, right?
Yeah, you guys had a Super Mario version of Uno.
Yeah. It was really sick.
I think the kids game was my highlight too. Just being able to watch it. It was super cool to watch.
If they do another one of these conventions, are all you kids coming back?
Yeah.
Maybe like next year. We missed too many days of school.
Yeah, so we have a wedding we're going to in 2 weeks, and we're missing days for that. We didn't think we were, but we realize we are now. So we're like, oops, that's like 4 days of school that we were missing. So let's try to limit how much next year, but hopefully we can make it work.
I would definitely go back to con.
And we have got to say a big thank you to Maris as well before she heads off, because she was instrumental in getting every single pack that was handed out at the con with its correct cards in its right place at the right amount. So thank you, Maris, to all of your work behind the scenes in bringing everything together as well.
Yeah, it was really fun to help pack the mystery bags.
Maris was our MVP at our booster pack packing party. So
Nice.
Especially when I turn around and say, "Oh, wait a minute, I think we've got something wrong because I made a mistake." And Maris has to go back and tick them all out again.
We handed out some of those Loki cards, and Tom helped me pack our packs up. So it's good to hear the whole family's working on these things. All right, last question. Last question. Who were your favorite heroes to play? Like, what was your favorite deck that you got to play?
Probably Tigra.
Nice. She's new too. Travis?
I would say Miles and Jubilee.
Okay.
And also, I was handing out custom Miles cards. That was extremely fun.
I handed out She-Hulk cards.
Yeah, I got those. Those are really nice. I like those. Those are cool. Thank you very much. Maris, what about your favorite hero to play?
My favorite hero, like, ever is probably Scarlet Witch, but I also played a lot of Storm this weekend, so that was really fun too.
My favorite hero to play was Bucky because he just punches a lot.
Yep. A lot of punching. We played a game tonight, and he played Bucky again. So
That's awesome.
I see that it's pretty late. I think it's probably past some kids' bedtimes. Maybe not everyone's, but definitely a few.
Definitely.
I want to say thanks for coming on and talking to us about your experience at the con, and I hope that we get to see all of you again at the next one. Thanks for coming on. All right, thanks everybody. This has been great. I know that it's a little past 9 for everybody, and we got a lot of other folks we're going to bring on. So thanks, kids. Travis, Ren, Maris, Jonah. Thanks for coming on. Tommy, he's looking at me. So.
No
Yeah.
problem.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. All right. Well, we are back, and we are here with Jonah and my friend Phil. Not that everybody isn't my friend, but Phil is comes into my house weekly, that kind of friend. So welcome back to the lair, Jonah, and welcome. This is Phil, your first time on the show. Welcome. So
it is. Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
yeah, I mean, I let you use my bathroom. I might as well let you.
For everything I do for you, you've never called me friend.
You are a loyal minion. You're an elite minion. It's a different level of. It's a different tier there, James.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Jonah with us. So let's ask Jonah a couple quick questions, and then we'll see if Phil agrees or not. So, Jonah, you were one of the hosts of the con. How did it go? What do you think? Was it good? Did you succeed in everything you were trying to do?
I think we did. I felt kind of all the feelings, as Sunday rolled around. I felt really great. I think everything went really well. I couldn't be happier with how smoothly everything went, how much work the team put in, and how that kind of paid off in running the con super well. So yeah, really, really excited and proud.
Relaxing a little bit now that it's over.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely sacked right out on Sunday night, and even Monday night, I was still in recovery mode, I think, even though I had to work Monday.
And yet by Tuesday, we're all doing a call together to recap it make all our notes, everybody's already constantly doing round robins of like, okay, well, logo updates, what's the programming looking like? What are the prizes? We've already done, so it's like you stop for a day and then everyone's already kicked back up again, which is funny.
So that sounds like you're planning next year's convention already, James.
Oh, yikes. That was an unnecessary spoiler.
No, we definitely are. And
Okay.
I think that's no secret by this point. So we're, we weren't dissuaded by this one. We're gonna keep going and do it again next year.
Great. So this was Phil's first Marvel Con, right, Phil? Now you went to
Yes, it was.
Con of the Rings once with me. What do you think? How was your first experience with the Marvel community?
Oh, I loved it. I think it's a very welcoming community. Everybody treats each other pretty well. You're very easy to find games to play. And overall, I think the event was well planned, and I would definitely come back to play more games. Yeah, got a chance to make a bunch of new friends. It was great.
Yeah, and that's one of the best parts. The ability to go there, find new people. Hey, these people love the same thing I love, and just sit down and play games with them. So kudos to the hosts for making that possible for us to come and do it, because we know you put a lot of work into it. And
Absolutely.
Then, yeah.
As a guesstimate, how many games do you reckon you each got in? Phil, how many do you reckon you maybe got in over the course of the weekend?
I counted them up after I wrote everything down. I was able to get 14 games in.
Nice.
And they ranged all over the place. I think let's see, I was playing with Chase, Ryan, and Kevin, and that when they first recruited me onto that game, I didn't realize it was going to be a Red Skull expert level. So that game was a long game, but it was still fun.
Walked past game. You guys are masochists. That's great.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Phil,
I was helping.
Was it the challenge card that we had that was Red Skull, or was it just a regular Red Skull game?
I think it was just a regular Red Skull game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because one of our challenge cards was Red Skull and Expert, and we in our testing we got absolutely destroyed. So
Gotcha. Yeah. No, we mitigated the minions and the treacheries pretty well during the first turns, and then once all of our decks started kicking off, we were able to start taking care of business. But it did take a while. It took 3 or 4 turns just for setup, because we were just getting hit left and right with some crazy things to deal with.
Yeah. Jonah, what do you reckon? How many you got in?
I can't. I told myself before Con of Heroes I was going to keep track of my games, and I didn't. And then I told myself before MCDC that I was going to keep track of my games, but I didn't. Even though you actually created a great tool to do that, I just was like totally, asleep at the wheel there, and didn't keep track of my games. I think I probably played about 20 games, maybe a little less, maybe like 18 or so.
Okay.
But yeah, and that includes, obviously mostly 4-player games, but also like a few 3-player games, and
yeah,
I think I played 1 2-player game at the hotel. So
gotcha. What was your favorite game, if you don't mind my asking?
I think my favorite is playing the Loki massively multiplayer, mostly because I got to play with Caleb, Grace, and Maris, my daughter.
Oh, nice.
And it was just like I actually tried to get a game in with him at Con of Heroes, and it didn't work out, which is totally fine, and I was not offended. But I think everybody's like coming up to him and trying to get games in with him anytime he's at an event. So, but this time I kind of I put it in his ear early so that I get a chance to play with him, and I made sure that Maris and I were both using heroes that he designed.
Nice.
And it was just like a super fun time to hang with him. So.
Yeah, I think I've been to maybe 5 conventions with Caleb, and we always say we're going to play a game, and it has yet to happen.
It's tough.
We even emailed each other earlier. Okay, we're going to play, and then it just didn't happen.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I know James isn't going to ask me, but I only got in 16 games. I say only because I think, again, all 4-player games except for 1, which was a 2-player game I played with my son, Tom. No, 2. Him and I played 2 2-player games. The rest are 4-player games, which just generally take longer. But it just felt like it was nonstop gaming, even if it was only that many games over 3 days. It still lasted forever. Like we played a Kang towards the end that just was like just went on and on and on and on. So it was continual gaming, just not a lot of games. So
Yeah. I remember watching that game. Looks like you guys were having fun with that one.
yeah.
That's one word for it.
Look, I remember playing one game with you, Steve, and I thought it was a big pile of poop. But maybe I'll save that for when we're chatting.
Dung,
about
a pile of
playing that
dung,
game
not
with
a
us.
pile of dung. Yeah.
Pile of dung.
It turns out that Daniel got sick from the giant dung ball. Otherwise, we
He
could
didn't
talk
even
about
put
it
his
with him.
hand
Oh,
into
no.
it. It's impressive.
Yeah. So some other highlights. Phil and Jonah, did the two of you play in the PvP game, and how did that go?
I did. Let's see. I coupled up with a pretty good player. We started off playing a couple of guys. They were, I think, we had our leader was Spider Woman, and their leader was Captain Marvel. And they were on the second phase, or we were both on the second phase. We were ahead on damage, and well, I think in one turn we went from 0 to maximum threat in one turn, and we ended up losing that. Yeah, but the second game was against Winning Hand, and we were ahead again on damage, and they tried to come back from behind to do to wipe out our second phase Spider Woman, and they whiffed on a pulse grenade. And so that gave us the rest of the turn to wipe out Iron Man. So a lot of fun. PvP was definitely
And as official members of the Critical Encounters team, we put you on the payroll just in time. That means
nice.
Critical Encounters staff beat the Winning Hand at PvP, even if they did beat Daniel and I earlier in the day. But I'm going to take the win from you guys and count it as a victory for the podcast. So thank you, Phil. Thank you.
I'm all for it. Yeah, we avenge you.
It's the first time we've heard anyone say that they beat Iron Man on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Even if we're going to call him a leader,
right.
I think that's the first official time we've heard someone say that they beat up Iron Man. We'll take it.
Yeah, awesome.
Definitely.
Jonah, did you play in the PvP?
I did. I played. I was kind of a last minute draftee to kind of fill out. There was like an odd number of teams, and so I wasn't planning on playing, but Brian, the person who's organizing that on our team, asked if I would play, and I said sure. And whatever the opposite of undefeated is what me and my teammate were. So.
No, did you play all three? Did you guys play 3 games? Daniel and I played 1, and that was enough. Like we were like, all right, we lost. We're gonna go do something else. And like Tommy wanted me to hang out with him and things like that. So I only got 1 game in. Did you guys play all 3 rounds?
We played just the 2. My partner had to leave early, so that was okay for me. I got some good experience under my belt with PvP, so I felt happy about that.
Yeah, I only actually played the 1 game because I think the numbers worked. I think people had to go after the first round, and so there was like he didn't need me anymore for the second round, which I was fine with because I just played a different game, a non PvP game with some other people. So I actually honestly enjoyed it way more than I thought I would. I was very skeptical. I was like, well, whatever, I'll try it, but I would totally play it again in a 2v2 format. I don't think I would ever be interested in playing 1v1, but 2v2 I think was pretty fun.
And to the end, I know that, and Jonah knows this of me, I'm not the biggest 4-player player simply because I'm so used to playing solo. I really get impatient very quickly. I did find playing the 4-player, and I have to apologize to Scott and to Jonah, actually. I believe that you technically won on one of them because I guess my team conceded because I had trotted off to go and play this 4-player protection game somewhere else, not realizing I was still meant to be with my teammate for the rest of the tournament, not just one game that we lost.
Sure.
But I did realize that playing the 4-player in the PvP, I was so engaged with what was happening on the other side of the table. Whereas usually 4-player, I kind of, do my turn, think what I'm going to do, and then I kind of just trust that people are doing what they do. But I kept reaching across the table and was like, oh, no, my person does this. you trigger their thing. Make sure you trigger the damage on you. Get damaged by my card. You know,
Yeah.
I found it quite engaging to do that.
Yeah. I like the cross table stuff too, where you get to like deal out encounter cards to them or send minions across the table or that kind of
Pick
thing.
targets for the treacheries.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, Jonah and James, you two were both involved in some way on all the really cool alt art that we got and all the swag. Can you tell us anything about what went into that? A couple minutes about that? Who's the driving force behind all that cool alt art?
Definitely not me. So I'm going to step back and let Jonah speak.
As all of our things were, it was definitely a team effort, and James definitely, he helped. Don't let him say different, but he was definitely a big help in all areas of organizing. I would say, we had a programming team which included me and Brian, who ran the PvP tournament at the con, and then a few other people who are locals, and it was really a team effort. I think I probably did most of the actual like Photoshop work for the full art cards that we did. But that was just because I was like really excited about it. It was like something that I was, really interested in because I love getting like alternate art versions of cards. I think James and I are like the exact opposite on this. He's like, I don't care about that at all. And I'm like, I love it. So, yeah, so I was like super excited about it. I love like looking for comic book art for some of these things, and I love also like thinking about the sort of design process of that. So yeah, it was super fun to do.
And we are very fortunate in our area that 2 years ago, I think our local Discord was me, Brian, Jonah, maybe 4 other people.
Yeah.
And in the span of a year and a half, before you add all of the MCDC carved out section as well, it's 30, 40, 50 something strong. So I would, I'll look in every now and then, I'll see that Jonah's put out a call for, hey guys, I'm looking for this, some kind of alt art for this or the other. And everyone that's a comic book person is digging into their collection and thinking of an option and, really trying to pull things forwards and out for one as well.
Nice. Phil, you went home with stuff. Now, Phil, did you make any trades or get any alt art cards that you were really looking for?
I did. There were a couple. I'm trying to remember what they were. I did. I did get a Captain Marvel, which I thought was amazing. It's one of my favorite characters. And I know I traded a couple of cards, but what I traded is eluding me right now. I spent the last 3 days reorganizing my cards, so I've got my head filled with cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, you had Caleb signed, didn't you?
I did.
that's
I was
cool.
fortunate enough. Yeah, I was really happy about that. Threw it right in the sleeve immediately. Wanted to hold on to that guy. Yep.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we, one of the things I'm realizing as we were talking to people like on Sunday at the con, and then even after, as we were talking to some folks like you, is that like lots of people didn't even know that the booster pack that they got, the green one with the full art reprints, like had a selection of cards and not all of the cards. So like a lot of people knew and were trading cards, but not everybody knew that. And so it was funny to hear that because we could have made an announcement about it or something. But yeah, it was just funny to hear like, oh, like I didn't realize there was a skilled investigator available or that there was a repurpose reprint or all that stuff. So yeah, it was funny to hear that like people got cards and they're just like, oh, these are cool, and then like they just didn't think about what they might not have and talk to other players. It was kind of our effort to really encourage more like playing with other people, meeting new people.
Sure.
As a way to just say, hey, like if I really want a copy of the Iron Man ally, and I have a copy of the Night Nurse to trade for it or something.
Very nice. Yeah, I think it brought a bit of excitement to it too, because like you're not sure what you're going to open, even though I think it was pretty quick to find out that not everybody got the same type of pack. So gives a little bit of excitement with what you're going to open. Just like a normal booster pack.
Yeah.
Well, we want to say thank you to Jonah and to the whole team out there that did it. Can you tell us exactly all the folks who had orange lanyards? Like, can you give us names so the community knows exactly who it was? Because I don't know if I ever received a list of people to say my appreciation to.
Yeah, totally. So I think there were seven of us that the orange lanyards were the leads for organizing the con. So those 7 people were me, James, who obviously Sean, who goes by Hooterama on Discord, Boom Guy, who I think most of you probably know as well. We had a guy named Phil who was kind of our tech whiz and did our website. And Brian, who you may know as V Jackson on Discord. He and I were the ones that did a lot of the design work for the custom content. And then a guy named Dave, who goes by Inigo Montoya on Discord, and then Marvel CDB and other places too. So
nice. Thank you to all of those folks.
Yeah, and again,
definitely.
everything we did was those people, those 7 of us, plus 20 other people that I didn't mention who had a ton to do with the success of the event as well. So
really, you
they
probably
sound like
sat
they're
down
like
and
the
played.
minions.
Yeah, you really probably sat down and played with a ton of people without realizing, who were incredibly instrumental in having everything come together in a myriad of different ways. And that's not including Huzzah Hobbies as well, who to be able to do this, we need a partner who's willing to take a risk. We're not Magic the Gathering. They're not opening a ton of packs every day. Most people come with most of the content purchase, so it's a big deal for a store to open up their space to us as well.
Absolutely.
They were very accommodating. It was a great venue. So, all right. Well, is there anything else, Jonah or Phil, that you want to comment on or mention before we bring in some other folks and talk to some other people in the community?
Just that I had a great time and I'd love to do it again. Yeah.
On that note, it's no secret now. We're planning MCDC 2026, likely the same time of year, probably in October. So just the best way to keep on top of the news there is to just go to our website and sign up for the newsletter link. Just put your email address in there, and the people who are on that newsletter list will be the first ones to be notified when tickets go on sale. So
awesome. All right. Well, guys, thanks for coming on. Looking forward to more games with you at whatever convention we go to, or Friday night, Phil.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
Thank you, Jonah. Thank you, Deems.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care.
All right.
Take care, guys. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye. Yep.
Bye.
All right, we are back with another group of friends from MCDC. We have with us Josh and Aaron from the Hills Have Nerds. Hello, gentlemen.
Howdy, everybody.
Howdy.
Nerdy.
And we have a nerd from one of the hills. We have Lack of Subtlety with us. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
So, you guys are all from Kentucky. Is that true?
That was a lie. We made up to look cool.
Oh, okay. It's working.
Yeah, man, if you want to impress people, that's what you tell them.
Yeah, we got together before and we thought, wouldn't it be amazing if we just said we're all from the same state, just for clout?
So where are you actually from?
Huh? None of your GD business. How about that?
Oh boy.
Yes, sir.
No, that is true. That is true. We're all from Kentucky.
How long of a trip was it for you guys? And did y'all drive together? I assume there's like one town in Kentucky and you all know each other and you just come in. Or
yeah,
no?
it's one. That's again perfect. Just dead on.
Rode on our one horse.
It's a single horse. If there was one horse that could support the weight of myself and Brent, that would be the meanest animal I've ever seen.
Hey, language. Jeepers.
I would not want to be anywhere
this is
near
the
that
guest
animal.
saying this, not Counters podcast. Critical Encounters does not endorse or think that the way that Kentucky is, or people from Kentucky are the reviews coming in.
Yeah.
Being from Louisville, we'd be in bad shape if we only had one horse.
Well, I just know when I say I'm from New York, people just picture, the Empire State Building. And yeah.
Well, that's
all right. Well, let's talk about the con. You guys came in.
Well, real quick, I gotta put you're painting us with a broad brush here, and there's a lot more like finite pieces to us. Okay, so Aaron and I are from Eastern Kentucky. We're in the hills of Appalachia. We're in the tri-state area with West Virginia and Virginia. That's where we grew up in Pike County, Kentucky. Brent, lack of subtlety, you are from
I am
Louisville,
from Louisville, which is the
Yeah.
largest city in Kentucky, which makes it a middle city in compared to any other city anywhere else.
Yeah, that's further west. You're almost like Paducah. You're just south of Indiana, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm right on the border of Indiana.
He's
we're
a city boy.
central Kentucky. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now that we have our geography lesson,
I felt it needed to be said.
it's fair.
Set
It's
that
fair.
straight.
It's fair. People listening to us know you already, Josh.
They're calling moonshine. I'm horses and bourbon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about the MCDC con, shall we?
Sure.
Okay.
If we must.
You guys rolled in. I think you guys came in Thursday and stayed till Monday, so you were there a long time, right? Or did you come in on Friday?
No, we came in. Me and Josh came in on Thursday night.
Thursday. Okay.
Well, it was like Friday morning. We got in at like 4 a.m.
Technically Friday. It was 4 a.m. So technically.
Friday. Okay. So you're there a long time. Do you know about how many games you managed to get in and what games you played? 2 players, 4 players, 9 players?
I think total games, I played about 20 games over the course of the weekend.
Okay.
I think Aaron and I probably got in close to 30.
30 games. Holy moly.
If not more. I mean, we were averaging 8 or so, 8 to 10 a day. Yeah.
You beat me. That's a lot of games.
I'll say that one of my biggest regrets actually from the con, I think, was on actually both days, to be fair. I had things I had to get home for at the end of the con, being one of the local guys. But I could have gotten back out at like 8:30, 9:30. I should have just driven my butt back up to the hotel, because all the photos I saw of people playing late and seeing you guys there doing what you do, I'm like, oh, I could have upped my numbers too.
It was great, man. The hotel spot for here, as far as like the play areas they had for MCDC, was so much nicer than Con of Heroes. Like, there was just tables everywhere, so there was never a lack of space at the hotel spot. People trying to find somewhere to sit, which was really nice. It was a good spot.
There was a whole section there that nobody was at some points.
Yeah, and Aaron and I didn't even stay at that hotel. We stayed at a hotel 10 minutes away, and all we did was sleep there. And we'd just drive up to the con or drive up to Za Hobbies and then drive down the hotel after the day of the con.
Very nice.
Yeah, I got a couple games in at the hotel. It was good. There's some in the mornings. There was a few games taking place, but I don't think as many morning games as you saw at Kind of Heroes. And I think that's because of the way breakfast was set up. I think the Champions folks were trying to be considerate of everyone that was there in the hotel for non-nerd things.
Yeah.
A few games got played in the morning, but not as many as I think I saw in Kind of Heroes.
And also, we were starting the actual con at 10 in the morning, so there was less time to get your breakfast in. And
yeah, and if you're staying up till 1, 2 in the morning playing or later, you needed some sleep. So
I'll say from behind the scenes, the hotel piece was my responsibility, though Jonah, of course, was involved as well and was on calls. And so it was a lot of backing and forthing to see if we could get extra space, but obviously we don't have the money to spend on it. It's our first time doing the con, so we're trying to see what we can do, and they're kind of assuring us, oh no, the lobby will be fine, the lobby will be fine. I'm trying to say to these guys, look, I hear you. If you're good with it, that's fine, but I think it's a good idea to have something in your back pocket, because you very well may have a lot of people just playing games, and it seems like people were. The hotel wasn't bothered, other guests weren't bothered. It sounds like most people just walked by and kind of looked curiously at what was going on and then carried on to their rooms,
We definitely got a lot of looks.
There was the one lady who kept walking by and chanting like, "Yay, magic!" And like,
yeah.
We had one
not too
come up to us and say,
"Were you playing
Ileana?"
All...
We did have one lady come up and ask, "Oh, are you guys playing Marvel? Or are you guys playing Magic? Are you guys playing Magic the Gathering?" Like, no, this is Marvel Champ. She's like, "Oh my god, I used to play Magic back in the day," and it spurred on a conversation. Then we'd have the last night, Aaron, myself, Mike hit buttons and chat, and then Kevin. I don't know Kevin's Discord name, and then Nelson all over. We played a late night 5-player mojo to capstone the con. That was the last game that Sunday night, and most cleanest game I've ever played. No mistakes were made at all in upkeep. Mojo just absolutely flawless from start to finish.
Nelson said the same thing when we recorded it with Brant over on Step Into the Portal. I'm starting to think it was not a very clean game because you guys are pointing that out an awful lot, the two of you.
I think we're just proud of it, Steve. I don't think you need to poo-poo something somebody's proud of just because you don't understand it.
I'll believe you because we played a 5-player Oops All Captain America game, and that was a ton of fun. Flawless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Are all of us here? All of us were in this chat? Were we all in that game?
Just me, you, and Steve.
Yeah.
I was involved in the actual poo-poo game.
I wasn't invited to the all caps game.
Well, you don't have.
It's okay. I wasn't either. Actually, I think that we played together, Aaron, when they were doing the all caps game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The all caps game was 5 Captain Americas, 1 of each aspect, including pool, and then we played against Captain America. So at one point, I had like 2 Captain America shields and shield tossing with the wrong shield, and that was some fun.
Yeah. I gave him my shield several times when I was trying to give him his shield back. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. That was me, you, Brent, Lack of Subtlety, Steve Vardain, Marvin, who I cannot remember Marvin's Discord name, and then Spee. Spee was in that.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Of course, Red Pool came out. He hates me.
It's unfortunate. And that was great. The 5-player games honestly were like the highlight of my con. The Captain America game was great because I was glad I got to put that together and actually get buy-in and get people there to do it. It was something I wanted to do before we ever showed up, and so thank you guys for participating in that. It was a lot of fun. And then that 5-player mojo at the end was just it was late. We'd all played, dozens of games in the weekend. We were just tired and just trying to get through and get it done. It was a blast.
That's awesome.
Speaking of 5 players, how about 82 players? What'd you guys think of the massive multiplayer Loki scenario? How'd that go for you?
I had a blast. I'd played it at Gen Con as well.
Oh, okay.
So this wasn't my first rodeo.
So what I understand is Gen Con's largest number of players was 64 in one session, but MCDC had 82 players. So it's on record as the largest Loki massive multiplayer game. So
Guinness World Record makers, baby.
Yeah. It was well run. I'll give it that. I had a good time and everything seemed to click along just fine.
How many times did you contribute to the Clash of Worlds or Worlds Collide ticking down? That's what I want to know. How villainous were you guys? Did you help us out? Or
no? I always say we actually did. My table did not contribute, even though I was down to 1 life at the end of it.
Yeah, okay. I don't believe my table contributed at all. We were pretty on top of it.
Yeah, same here. We didn't contribute anything either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, go on. How many times was it all you? The whole time it was just you over and over again?
No. So anyone who doesn't know, for some reason, Loki had like 1,064 hit points or some ridiculous amount. But there's also
1680.
Yeah, some crazy amount. But there's also like this main scheme, and we did it instead of adding threat to it, we were taking it down so you could see like how much was left. And I know in my pod, which were 3 4-player games, the one group was like the kids. It was 3 kids and Caldeus. They contributed several times to knocking down.
It was Worlds Collide. Whenever
Worlds
Collide either completed, so whenever your main scheme completed at your group, or when one of your characters was killed, you took 1 tick off of Worlds Collide, and we had 18 ticks that we could have had. It had 18 hit points essentially, and you took 1 hit point off if your scheme popped or if somebody died. Our scheme popped 1 time, and it was a decision of we could thwart this down and keep it from popping, or we could take this turn as like a pure like final setup turn, and then we're just completely set up and we're rolling him after that. And it was at like 14 at the time, and we're like, we're gonna let it pop. I think our pod contributed at least 3 or 4.
Yeah, my pod did the same thing.
Yeah.
And
I was in your pod.
Oh, you were in the game in the middle?
Okay.
You were the leader for your pod. You were the leader for your group. Yep. I was the leader for mine, and then Tommy was the leader for Craig and the kids. And then Daniel was the pod daddy.
Pod father.
Pod Daddy,
Nah,
whatever.
we all
We
said
also
we all
called
said
it Pod
Pod Daddy.
Yeah. I know the last round go around, we were like, we're just gonna let him defeat us a couple times and see what happens. And whoever it was sitting across from me was like, yeah, I just let myself die. It's like, it's not gonna matter, but it was fun.
Yeah, we were racing everything. Once we that it popped that first time, our entire group was set up, and I think we were able to kill him like 2 or 3 times. Like after that,
We made it harder on ourselves. We had the Fantastic Four side scheme come out, and we schemed it down to like 1 or 2, and then we were like, well, let's wait until some of the Fantastic Four are out so we can get them back before we. So we left it out the entire game until like the last turn or 2.
Yeah, that was great. I wish I had asked Jonah about that. So we did get 2 custom modular sets, a Doctor Doom one, which is really cool. Maybe we'll talk about. But then there was the Fantastic Four, which was like a take on the trickster magic. So the 4 Fantastic Four would come out as minions. They were enchanted by Enchantress, and then when you defeated them, you got the ally card, which was really cool. And then there was this side scheme that was like, after you can pull them back from the victory display. So I saw and heard a lot of folks leaving that side scheme out, waiting for guys to go in the victory display so they could pull them back out, which was kind of a cool thing to see. So
yeah, I really like that Fantastic Four when I like it's a decent sub out for the trickster magic if you're wanting a little bit beefier minions and allies.
Yeah, it's really neat. And beefier allies. How about Doctor Doom? Do you guys play with Doctor Doom in the campaign? Yeah,
we had him in our Loki one, and we did it campaign. Yeah,
that mod's fun.
That was fantastic. They did Jonah and Brian did such a good job at making those. Like they looked like you know what I mean. Like they looked like real cards. Sometimes you'll get the you get what I'm saying though, right? Like they look like actual product.
Very professional.
I played with them last night, and I just flipped over the cards thinking, you know what, I can quickly pull out this mod set because I was just looking at the back of the card, and I know it shouldn't say Marvel on the back, but it does. And I flipped over and was like, I actually really don't know which one it is. The color match, everything about it, even on the rear side of it, is remarkably great.
And they played good too. That's the other thing is like they felt like they were play tested product. They didn't feel like they were just something somebody made up on the spot.
The Doom scenario, I love that Doom scenario so much, or that Doom mod so much, because that Doom mod, not only is it difficult, if you play it as written, or if you play it in the rise of Doom with you're starting with Victor and Victor is becoming regular Doom, Doom becomes God Doom, like that adds in a whole nother level of here's a big ass minion you have to fight, right? Which is always fun. But it also has its own internal modularity where you can scale the difficulty of the mod set. And then when you're playing without Victor and the side scheme on the back of him and God Doom, the God Doom attachment, you're getting this 8 health minion with tough that you're getting the Doom bots and that side scheme that brings them in. They attack the villain. Sometimes he's taking an attack for you. And then when he dies, when you clear him, you draw 2 cards and heal 2. So it becomes a boon. Like it's either this very difficult thing you're adding in, or it's a boon, like an easier game. I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I love that mod set, and I've said the fortune to see it in a couple of iterations, and I agree. I think they absolutely nailed it, and it was one of my favorite parts of MCDC. Actually, was looking over to Jonah and leaning over at least 3 or 4 times and saying, "Hey, Jonah, how does this part work?" And he's like, "You play tested the cards. Read the cards. It tells you on the card, James. Read the card." My favorite part. He was so annoyed.
We had a great moment in our Hela game when we were doing the campaign. Hela was the last one of the campaign, and we got the card that the boost was find Doom, bring him out, and resolve this attack against Doom. And our Hela, we had a ton of side schemes in the victory displays. We had several player side schemes in there, plus the Fantastic Four one, plus the one it puts into play at the beginning of it. So she was swinging for like 9, and so Doom came out. It removed his stuff, and then Hela immediately killed him. And so it was a boost that let us draw 2 cards and heal 2. It was fantastic. It was amazing.
Yeah, he was attacking, and just Doom came out and was like, "Get down, Mr. President."
Yeah. Doom just threw himself on the bullet for us.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I had great games with Doom. I know we included him in some pickup games. We included the Fantastic Four in some pickup games. So yeah, everything was getting played and experimented with. It was a good time. I didn't have like a particular Doom story that happened to me, but he always just added value to whatever scenario you put him in.
Well, we did get to meet so many new people, and some folks I know from their Discord name, right? And then some folks I know from their other names, and some folks I didn't know at all. And they introduced, and you're like, "Here's Bob," and you play a game with Bob, and the game ends, and you're like, "I do not remember your name. I'm very sorry, Bill, Joe." Like, yeah, and I don't think anyone's being rude. It's just there's so much going on. There's so many new
Yeah.
people. Yeah. It's
I'm
hard
gonna
to
add
take
it
it
to
all
my
in and keep
notes.
it. Right.
My notes
Yeah.
for next year is make those lanyards way smaller. So it's, sorry, make the
Yeah.
the loop
Harder to
smaller
see.
and the
Yes.
card bigger.
I like
So
yes.
like the
Yes.
card is going to be like letter across your chest, but the necklace part, whatever, is going to be tiny. So everyone's just going to have a big piece of cardboard across their chest.
So we're
I
just
like
gonna have like a choker, like we're all just gonna wear
Yeah.
chokers, like sexy
Yeah.
golf
Stop.
girls. Okay.
Chokers with
stop.
giant cards on.
There you go. Just make them like go to Hot Topic. I'm sure they're selling them in bulk. Just get
Yeah,
like a
and,
bunch of like lace chokers, and that's what we'll wear with our little like dog tags on them. That'd be good.
Name tags.
Well,
stick
speaking of
name
Hot
tags on the
Topic,
chokers.
did you guys take part in the PvP?
We
Ooh,
did.
oh yeah,
What a
yeah.
transition. That
Yeah.
was great.
We beat Brent
smooth.
before Brent could say anything. We beat him and Spee so bad, and
Oh,
he'll lie about
100%.
it. He's gonna lie about it. So don't listen to what he's
Wow.
Oh,
Ooh.
Just, I wanted to get that out there before Brent had a chance to lie.
had to get the truth out first.
Had to get the truth out first. No, we did. We participated. So Brent, you guys sound like you had a better time than us. You talk about yours first.
Oh, no, yeah, we participated in it. I enjoyed the PvP. I had not played it before the con. So I got in one little game with Spee, just a one-on-one game before we did the PvP game, and had a great time because I was playing with Spee, and Spee's always great to play with. And so we had a great time doing it. And then we got into the actual 2v2 tournament, and boy, was I not really prepared for like actual like competitive games, but it was still fun. The mechanics of the 2v2, it's a lot more fun because you're conspiring with your teammate the whole game to just be like, we want to play this and we want to do this and we want to make that happen. And especially when you get the cards that allow you to interact across table, because there's most of the time you're really just racing. It's more of a race game than it is an actual PvP head-to-head. But those times when you do get to, you really get to just crunch your heads together and figure out what will best play and like who you want to play. When you get a chance to play cards on the other team and stuff, you really get to conspire on that. So that's a lot of fun. But me and JP both just kind of had, it's basically all-rounder decks that we brought for regular games, and we're just sort of figuring out the villain deck, on the fly. And other people who had really put their heads together and put together working decks that work together combined with their villain deck were really putting it to us. But oh well, that's the nature of actually knowing what you're doing.
100%. I've the exact same thing happened where I partnered up with Scott or Board Gaming Bud, and I borrowed a Gamora deck from him for this. He was using a Wolverine deck. Both of them in their own right, great decks, worked totally good. And we, are frantically going through for the first time, looking at half of these Civil War cards to make a thing. And the first people we played were Larry and I don't know CN Spartan's name. I've forgotten it. So
Nick.
Larry and CN Spartan. And Wolverine died in the first go.
Oops.
One of their teammates died in the first villain phase. And then Larry is piloting this Star-Lord deck and proceeds to beat us. It was amazing. It was one of my favorite parts of the con, actually, was just three rounds of him staying alive. And at the end of it, myself and Scott are looking at each other like, come on, Larry, you can do it. You can do it. Come on. Because he held it down. He beat us. He beat 1v2.
Yeah, I actually heard about that game. Yeah,
me too.
It was brilliant.
Me too.
It was great.
Yeah, one of my to show you how stacked the deck was against me, and one of my games was against Caleb Grace and Nelson from Nelson All Over Cards. Like, Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh well, I have a feeling I know how this is going to go. The designer of the actual PvP mode is up against me. So
Nice.
We had I died early in one, and Aaron couldn't bring it home on his own.
I could not.
You couldn't.
Wow.
You're worthless.
What a
I'm
swamp
Absolutely
goblin.
worth.
I
Unbelievable.
think
Well,
I
what are you
held
gonna
out.
do when you're dragging that corpse behind you? I mean, dead weight, Josh. Dead weight.
You're gonna loot that body.
100%.
You loot that
We-
body and you move on.
I put together. So we played our first game was against Astrodar, who everybody should know who Astrodar is, right?
Yep.
Astrodar
and
and
say hi to Astrodar.
Mike.
we played it. Yeah, played against Astrodar and Mike, hit buttons. And they sat down. I was playing Winter Soldier. I put together an aggression Winter Soldier deck, not particularly for PvP, just one I'd pulled off of Marvel CDB because I wanted to play aggression Winter Soldier. And Aaron is playing Doctor Strange as he is wont to do.
No.
And so, yeah.
I like getting tough cards. I love
Yeah.
sitting opposite Aaron.
Yeah.
Well, I would have loved to get some tough cards. That would have been great, Darcy. It would have been wonderful if I could get some tough cards.
If he'd stayed alive long enough.
Iron is and our hero, our leader was Captain America, and their leader was Iron Man. I think Mike was playing X-23. Astrodar was playing Captain Marvel to let X-23 draw, and I died like turn 2. Winter Soldier died like turn 2. Got wrecked. Iron Man threaded out the main scheme for us turn 1.
Oh wow.
Had Astrodar gone through his entire
That's
deck
fast.
by the time that you died? I bet he managed
From
to go through his entire
almost
deck probably in like
the
5
bottom,
seconds.
yeah. It was awful. Like it was so and that was kind of my experience with the PvP is like, yeah, it's fun. I like it, but the Marvel Champions blemishes come through sometimes in it where it's, oh well, your team got 2 minions that you're able to deal with pretty quick. Our team got 2 side schemes in the villain scheme twice, and it surged into something, and we got locked down. And like it's a little RNG dependent, right? Because the people you're fighting against or you can get screwed, and that's what happened in our third game was against the champions, Ryan and Scott, who I think you're going to have on here momentarily.
Next. Yep.
Aaron and I played them in a podcast v podcast game, and they just got screwed. They got so screwed by RNG. They had just multiple side schemes that just kept coming out in their encounter phase, and they were having to deal with those, and they were having to deal with crisis icons, and so we were able to, capitalize on that and give them, when we had the chance to give them cards that made the leader scheme and put more, like it was just, they got boned by that, not from us outplaying them.
What he meant to say was we masterfully and tactfully defeated them with no.
We did beat
It's
him.
okay. This is what I heard. I know that you actually put this all together, Aaron. He just doesn't realize what the gift that you gave him.
Thank you, Darcy. I appreciate it.
Building the encounter deck to do that. Yes, building the
Yeah.
encounter deck like
It was-
that. Yep.
It was all me.
We-
The victory was all me. The defeat was all Josh.
I built the encounter deck. Aaron doesn't even
Yeah, but-
own any cards besides
but-
Doctor Strange.
Aaron, did you shuffle the encounter deck? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you
just
go.
for
There
the
you
Champions
go.
game.
There it is.
Just
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, my experience with getting boned in PvP was actually, it was in my game with Caleb, but it was my fault, which is when the game starts, you have this one in PvP, you have this one little side scheme that gets added that you need to get rid of to get these cool bonus cards that you can get. Is it also the one that limits
Doing damage. Yeah.
Yeah, you can only do 2 points of damage per hit to the enemy leader until you can get rid of it. And so first turn, I just lasered down on like getting rid of that thing so we could get into doing our damage and get our cool bonus cards. So there was a thing that had already given us an encounter card. That gives you another encounter card. And then you get your 1-year draw. And I'm like, okay, so we'll just power through turn 1. But 2 of those cards the opposing team got to pick. And so they just set up these combos that at turn 1 we were just really grappling with all that. And so that was our own fault for giving ourselves an extra encounter card when we knew they had already given us one. And that was, it was a hole I dug for myself, and we spent the whole game trying to recover from it.
Well, it has been a pleasure to have you guys on to talk about the con. It was great seeing everybody and playing in games with everybody. Ton of fun. I cannot wait till next year or the next con or come visit, Is there anything else you want to say before we move on to our next group of community members?
Cool. My moment of the con, the thing that made the day for me, was actually on Thursday night before the con even began, which is everybody's playing in the lobby at the hotel, and I'm watching someone playing this Maria Hill deck, this Maria Hill aggression. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I was like, did you build that yourself? And they're like, no, I got this off of Marvel CDB. And I start looking at the cards, and I'm like, is that the 2 Bambino kid? And they're like, yeah, that's it. I'm like, that's my deck.
Nice.
It's like that. And then I sit down to play with someone else, and they're playing the exact same deck. So like 2 people just in the wild playing one of my decks was just the best little ego stroking happy thing for me. I was so happy to see people playing my stuff.
That's
People
cool.
out there
That's
in
cool.
public playing your deck as an ego stroking thing, huh?
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll just say that this was my first Marvel Champions Con, and I had a absolute blast of a time. And if you ever get a chance, I definitely suggest trying to come out to one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And thank you to Brian and Jonah and Darcy and Phil and Hooterama and if I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry, but all those guys who donated time and Aaron Boom Guy and all the guys and girls who donated time to get this stuff set up because it was awesome. It was great to get down there. I hate that I caught the calling crud from I think it was Phil. If you're listening to this, Phil, I think you made me sick.
Not the Phil that was on earlier. Different Phil.
See, I sat opposite Phil for a good long chunk of time on day 1 when he was messed up, and I'm fine.
Yeah, he's messed up. He had the red. I mean, but he did tell me that it was customary at the con to give instead of shaking hands, a good game kiss at the end. And so maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Maybe that was it.
What it is. When in Rome, right?
Maybe if Aaron had given you that tough, you'd have been okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Instead of Phil giving me the tongue.
And with that, folks, we're gonna move on to the next group.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
So long.
Bye, you guys.
Tip your waitress.
Hey guys, welcome on. Welcome down to the lair post MCDC. With us here, we have D Vader himself. Say hey.
Hey.
We got Raren Chump.
Hello.
And the Chumpian.
Hey.
Hey, can I get a roll call in the same order of maybe real names? For real human beings out there if they're listening.
I'm Chris. I am Ryan.
And I am Scott.
So folks should recognize Ryan and Scott's voice from the Marvel Champions podcast, and should recognize D Vader from Discord, constantly chatting and having fun things to say. So welcome on the show,
you're
guys.
Steve, right? You're still
I
Steve?
am still Steve, yes.
Not the clone Steve.
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost said Connie Hears. MCDC Con has been over for a few days. How are you guys feeling? Are you missing? Are you playing games? What is your current state after 3 fun-filled days of Marvel Champions?
I'm ready to go back.
Nice.
I know. I thought I was tired of. Yeah, I thought I was tired of the game, but now all of a sudden I'm like, I need to play some more. What's going on?
Yeah, for me, I've been like, man, I wish I could figure out decks as good as some of these guys that we played with, and it just has my brain constantly going about deck ideas now.
Yep. And Steve, you and Daniel both know I'd said a while ago to you guys, not on air because I didn't want to be a bummer, but I'd said how I'd just been in a bit of a champions rut for probably frankly, since I couldn't get to the last con at very short notice. And finally, now all I want to do is play champions every day. So that was the impact of MCDC for me.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it re-energized you to play. So
sure did. And on that energizing note, what would the biggest highlights for people? What are the things that stick out in your mind from the weekend at large? Any moments, could be anything, could be something you met, something you ate, something you played.
A big highlight for me was being able to avenge Steve and Daniel against the winning hand in the PvP tournament with Phil. That whole setup was a ton of fun. Just getting into the 2v2 games and having it felt kind of like a tournament structure, but run way more casually, and everybody's still taking it seriously, but it's still Marvel Champions and we're all still here to have a good time. So it wasn't too sweaty. But in our game against Winning Hand, it came down to that they needed to do 2 more damage to Spider-Woman, and Lazy Titan popped his pulse grenade, and I looked at Phil, and I said, "There's no way he hits a boost icon with this," and he did not hit a single one.
Nice.
And we had enough damage to take down Iron Man.
That's awesome. I'll say that Brian from the MCDC team was in charge of setting up and running, obviously, the PvP, and he was so conscious of really wanting to make it feel inviting, welcoming, not to try and communicate, hey, this is an opportunity to try and obviously some people were so well prepared and, they crushed on all accounts. But I'm sure that he'll be really happy to hear that you've found it inviting and, easygoing, considering it's our first time doing a competitive version of this game, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a ton of fun and really smoothly run. Having the little, because we had played a couple PvP games at my friend's, Funky Monkey Monk's place. And we didn't have the time constraint, but having the extra time constraint was also interesting because you naturally can't really slow play just from the way PvP works. You can't just build out forever because if you're not doing damage, the other team might be, and you'll just get behind. But then having there's 30 minutes left. You can't even really think about do I do 5 damage or 8 damage and put down an armored vest here? You really have to just kind of make decisions and roll with it, which was really different from how I'm sure a ton of us are used to playing the game. And I don't know if the novelty is going to wear off after a little bit, if it's just the shiny new thing right now, but it was a ton of fun. And I really like the way it changed a lot of the decision making in the games.
Nice. Ryan, Scott, highlights for you guys.
I think for me, this may sound kind of small, but normally it's just me and Scott playing. So we're playing 2 players a lot or solo. And every time we've done a 3 or 4, we're generally having to teach people. And so those games are quite long and almost like we're playing turns for someone because we're trying to help them. It was really nice to be able to play 3 and 4 players and do it in a timely fashion and not have to worry about other people. That it sounds so small, but it is so nice, and it was awesome to be able to do that over and over and over again.
You know how many games you guys got in?
Oh man,
I would say we're probably in like the 15 to 20-ish range, maybe, give or take.
There was this really nice little flyer that we received and had like the schedule of events, but on the backside there was this game tracker. Did anybody use that?
Oh yeah, I wonder who the brilliant person who designed that brochure was.
Who made that? James, do you know who did that?
I do know who did that. That was me. Now I will say my hat goes off to the Arkham guys because I definitely saw it. In fact, I think it was within the Critical Encounters Discord. I saw that they had a similar things that you could track what you had played, and I thought, you know what? I think that would be a good idea for us to have available to us as well.
I found it to be great. I actually tracked my games. I've never done that before, but I walked in and somebody handed me this thing, and I'm like, all I need is a pen, and it was great. Well done. Thank you.
I tracked all my games on the first day, and then I think I put my little pamphlet with Scott. I'm just gonna blame him, and I never saw it again.
Oh, Scott, man, come on.
I think
I still don't know where it is.
For me.
Well, I opened a drawer today in my office and found 12 that I must have folded and put in there when I was trying to organize them all. So if anybody ever wants another pamphlet, just let me know.
Nice. So, Scott, did you guys end up playing in the Loki scenario? The big, massive game?
Yeah, that was going to be the highlight that I wanted to talk about. We've played Loki once or twice, but like Ryan mentioned, it's only really been us. And to be able to like interact with other tables in the pod, everybody just kind of like cheering, and everybody kind of had this common goal to defeat Loki. The atmosphere was just like awesome, and it was a great time to play in that massive multiplayer event.
Did you guys contribute at all to the Worlds Collide coming down? You know, we like the villains here, so did you help Loki out at all?
So we didn't, but as a group, we, I guess, kind of did. So as people were being defeated or the schemes were going off, we were like, it would stink to be that guy. And then in one villain phase, we lost 2 lives to the Worlds Collide.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was fun. I have done some other massive multiplayer for Lord of the Rings and stuff, and Arkham Horror. So I was curious how this one would play, and I thought it went really well. and Brant kind of like being Loki helped focus, I think, too.
It's one of my biggest regrets. I'd have loved to have had a classic Loki helmet for him to wear for the thing and a little green cape. It would have been
I
so
was just
good.
gonna say, get him a hat next time.
Totally. And I think that FFG did a really good job because I did read through this now and I read through the things before, and having it organized by group and pod. I think that even the way that FFG, and obviously we took that and tried to implement it, and Brian and Brand took that on, but as a player, once a con started, I just sat down now as a player like everyone else, and I really loved when Mangog came out as well, and everyone's kind of like shouting to the left and to the right of them to the other groups, "Hey, I've got a Mangog, we've got a Mangog here," and then within 5 seconds, you're looking down, thinking, "Okay, I'm going to hit Man. What? You just defeated Mangog in one go? What deck are you playing? Okay, sure." And he's gone again. So I love that counter, cross table and along table banter as well as the whole.
We I know I'm going to steal some thunder here, but down at the end of our pod were the kids playing with Caldius, and they got the side scheme that everyone could thwart, and nobody seemed to help the kids out. We just like left the little guys to their own devices, and they just kept threading out because it was a crisis and they couldn't get rid of it. And finally, it's like, so we got, hey, let's help the junior players out here a little bit, and we had to all turn our attention that way. And then a couple turns later, they got Mangog, and it didn't last a turn. We're like, all right, let's go. Let's do this for them. So,
yeah, we learned from our mistake.
Yeah.
Or rather, we were just trying to help Loki more.
Yeah. So, Scott and Ryan, we did not get a game in, unfortunately. I don't know how that happened. I really wanted to get a game in, and it just didn't happen, huh?
I don't know what was going on. It's like one moment we're playing a game and then we're like, oh, hey, look, someone else is playing. Let's play. And it just, sometimes the things just don't line up. So we need to work on some people finishing faster, or probably mostly our group finishing faster.
Well, that was one of the cool things, though, is like this was our first kind of big Marvel Champions con, and we knew of people, and we've talked with people, but we didn't really know anybody. But just how like awesome people were, just like, hey, you got an open chair? Can I jump in? We were like, sure, come on in. So we got to meet a lot of great people that way. So I definitely see how you can kind of not get to everybody because everybody just wants to jump into a game.
You never know those things, right? You have 80, well, you have 100 people on the way. I think the 92 in the door was the biggest, because there's always some people that just can't come at the very last minute. For having that many people just playing games together, it really is a testament to the community for just how easy everyone makes it for one another. No one's falling out. No one's, at least not that I know of. Everyone's making their own fun, having their own fun, inviting other people, kind, considerate, generous to other people, whether it's trading their cards or sharing their decks or whatever it may be. It's really, I don't know, I don't always feel this is probably the wrong podcast for this, but I don't always feel that great about humanity. Apparently, you throw a pile of Marvel Champions nerds into a room together. It's pretty sweet.
Nice. Yeah.
One thing I don't think that we've actually talked about that much is how much custom content did people get to play? I know that most people obviously got the chance to play with Doom. People got to have the chance to play with the Fantastic Foes. Did anyone pull out any other custom content on the Sunday or otherwise?
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Go ahead, Scott.
No, you go ahead. I'm going to build this one up, so you go ahead.
All right. Well, I was on such a Doom kick. Boom Guy mentioned that he had a custom Doom scenario with him, so I made sure to sit down and play through that, and it was pretty neat. It was a little bit of a headache to set up because there were, I think, 8 or 9 different main schemes that could get pulled out because the conceit is Doom is teleporting himself around the planet to get various schemes off or build different pieces of his armor. So you have to set aside like 9 different modular sets and 9 different main schemes. So you could kind of like the Hood, pull in any one of them at any time. But it was a ton of fun. He was trying to break into the Wakandan armory, and we had a Shuri with us. So it was very fun to team up with Shuri to try and keep Doom out of the armory for as long as possible.
That's really cool.
Well, I guess I'm going to undercut the Marvel Champions podcast and give Critical Encounters a exclusive here. So Ryan and I actually brought a custom scenario that we're working on, and it is the Spot. Our expansion.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called Portal Panic. So,
did you play that at the con? I didn't see it.
We did. We were able to get 2 games in. 4-player. So that's one thing we haven't been able to test it. It was 4-player. So it was a lot of fun to get to play it, get to get some feedback, and kind of hear that it is in a good place. So we're excited to hopefully get that out for the community soon.
Oh, totally look
Nice.
forward to playing that.
I have to
It's a
send Mike a
little
copy.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you know, Mike here loves the spot, so
Yeah, if you're a fan of the spiral scenario, we've been told it has a lot of that feeling, and so we're excited to keep working on it and get it out to the community.
excellent.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah. Now, James, you and I and Daniel and who else? Who's our 4th player for Dung Beetle?
Oh, that was me.
Oh,
It was Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris played the Dung Beetle. We had to play that on Friday because we didn't think that you would be around on Sunday for the custom content. So we played it early, and that was a ridiculous villain that Daniel envisioned way back on one of our Mojo TV shows. And he's like, you have to make this and you have to bring it. So we played Dung Beetle, and that was a pretty crappy game.
It was
Haha.
endless puns from beginning to end.
Yeah. There were so many. But we did beat them in the end. Although like half our decks were stuck in the giant dung ball because it would roll over you and steal your stuff, sort of like Collector, but not quite. So, and the bigger the
remember-
ball, the stronger he got. So
The turning point was when I realized that if you sent an ally in to the dung pile and they died in the dung pile, they'd stay there. And that's when I felt like we turned a corner and said, "Oh, we're not sending anybody else in there." And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yes. So that was fun to play that. But I also played I played custom content on Sunday. My son and I played Mr. Negative, and
Nice.
we 2 players, and we managed to win against that. And then with Romeo and somebody else, we played. I have to look at my notes. We played the Mandarin with the 10 rings. And
I saw that one being played.
yeah, Kevin. We played with Kevin too. And that was really fun. We played on standard. I hear it's much harder on expert, but like as you're going, you're flipping cards, and you might be attaching the 10 rings to them, and there's ways to get rid of the rings, and you know each ring does a different thing, and it was pretty fun. That was well made. So I would suggest you. I think you can play that on Octagon, and it's available in other places too. A lot of these are available on the digital platforms, so give it a go. I did not play any custom heroes. Did any of you guys see or play any custom heroes?
No. I saw some. I didn't get a chance to play any, though.
I
did
got to play.
opposite. Go on.
I was just gonna say I got to play a custom Doctor Doom hero, and that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Let's go. What was his shtick?
He loved upgrades. He had like no thwart events, but he had like a base threat. Threat of 3, so he could do a lot of threat, but he had like 2 obligations that would come out and like constantly derail what you were trying to do. But he was pretty strong.
Okay, cool.
Very nice. And of course, everyone did get Jonah's custom Hulk as well. But it really is just swapping out the one card, right? So all you have to do is swap out one Hulk card and Bruce Banner, I guess. And I forgot who I was sat opposite, but I was sat opposite someone who was playing that deck in the con as well, which was fun to see because they'd obviously just received the card and pulled it out, slapped it in, and went playing.
At first, I thought that was just an alternate art Hulk, and then I read it a little closer, and I was like, "Oh, this is like a completely different Hulk." It's like not completely different, but just a little different, and it was enough to pique my interest. But I didn't bring a Hulk deck with me, so I haven't tried it out yet.
Yeah, if I feel like it's the kind of thing, if you want to just, if you want to go Hulk smashing, that card lets you do, go Hulk smashing.
Yeah, all the custom stuff that got handed out just as freebies was a ton of fun. Cool to see all the alt arts, the revamped Hulk, the Doom and Fantastic Four sets. It was all really cool stuff.
There was a neat pack of Loki standard 3 cards I thought were neat to use in the
Those are
Loki
very
scenario.
Yes, I was about to say those were pretty nice.
It definitely was one of my biggest regrets was not getting everything unpacked fast enough because I was kind of busy to be able to get everything sleeved and ready to play. because I really did want to have those cards ready to go when I was playing Loki and just did not get around to it between the 2 days. They are now sleeved, and I have now played with them, but I didn't have them in time for the Saturday.
Yeah, that was kind of the hard part. And some of the stuff was like, do I have this in a deck? Do I not have it in a deck? What do I do with the card I took out of my sleeve? Like, yeah.
I think that was definitely one of the highlights. Is just all the little goodies that we got with all the alt cards and all those things. It was just it was like Christmas in many ways, and it was awesome. I really appreciate all the people that put in the work to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. Scott and Ryan, where are you guys coming in from? Did you have to fly in, or did you get to drive?
We actually drove in.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ryan.
No, it's all you, man.
We actually drove in like prepping for MCDC. We actually found out we live fairly close to some other community members, so we actually carpooled up with Astrodar, and that was a fun little road trip in itself.
That's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. It was cool to like meet him and get to know him, and then games. So then we got to play with him, and then making those connections with all the people from Discord, and it was a good time.
Did you have anybody come up to you guys and say, "Hey, I recognize your voice. Are you a Marvel champion?"
Most
Sadly,
of the time, people are
no.
like, we can't. Most people say that I can't tell you who's who because your voices are so similar.
Which one's which? But that's their ear. That's their fault. So.
Our best thing, Scott got a message from his wife, and he was telling her that people were coming up and taking pictures with us, and we were getting autographs. We were celebrities.
And Chris, what was your experience? One, where were you coming from, and were people coming over to you and asking for autographs from you?
I drove down from New York City. No autographs this time, but we'll see about next year.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. Get your pens ready, get those Sharpies ready. Autographs from Chris next MCDC.
I'll sign anything you hand me.
Nice. I will say I did ask Caleb to sign one thing for me, but it was the Star Wars deck building game, because my son and I play that a lot. He likes Marvel Champions too, but he's not as interested. Maybe he will. He's 8 at the moment, and then he ended up briefly ducking in on the Sunday, and I think he was pretty excited to get to meet him and know that now whenever he plays the game, he's like, "Oh, I met that guy. I met the guy that made that game. That's really cool."
That's awesome.
Yeah, my son had a similar thing. Caleb signed a card for him, and
which card?
Actually, he signed a card for me, and he signed Tom one out of the raffle, which was wonderful. We didn't even talk about that really. He got an entire Age of Apocalypse box out of the raffle.
Awesome!
And Caleb signed the box for him and everything. So, to Tom, blah blah blah. Excelsior, that kind of thing. So Tom was all excited for that. So, yeah.
I gotta say, with with Caleb being there, but then also, frankly, I mean, the whole of the community. And I know that we have podcast people on this podcast, and other content creators came, and everything else. I feel like everyone was really generous with their time. So many of us do listen to and really do appreciate all of the time, energy, effort that everyone puts into that kind of content, keeping everyone excited, keeping everyone together. And it was just great to meet people and have them also be so generous with their time in person with people as well. I saw plenty of times when Trevor or Nelson or Caleb or you guys, actually maybe not you, Steve, but I did see people going up and talking to them about their content and everything else, and everyone really having time to give that back to the community as well. So thank you everyone that produces content for this community.
Yeah, what do you mean not me? Were you digging me? What?
I just didn't really see anyone come up to you and fangirl over you.
Yeah, I know, right? Nobody cares about us villains, so it makes me sad.
I'll get your autograph next time.
Okay, cool. Okay, sweet. I did have one guy say, "Oh, you're from Critical Encounters," and I was like, "Yes, it happened. Thank you." And we played a game together at the hotel, so ton of fun.
Very nice.
All right. Well, is there anything else, Scott, Ryan, Chris, that you want to say? Any last memories before we head out here? We're gonna bring on one more group of folks after this.
No, it was an absolute blast. Thanks to everybody who I got a game in with, and for everyone who I didn't, I hope I get one in next year.
You mentioned the hotel. That was like the gravy on the biscuit for us to be able to play some more games. And Ryan and I were able to be in that group of guys that played the challenge to get Dr. Doom in the victory display. And that was a really fun game and memorable experience for us.
Well done. Challenge completed. Good job.
All thanks to Kevin. He was the brains of the operation. Yeah, I think overall that it was just super exciting. I'm already waiting for tickets for the next one. Sign me up because it was super addictive, and the best part is, like you all said, the community and just playing with everyone. So awesome.
Yeah, and it's really nice to have an option on the East Coast because the one in Minnesota is great, but can be a little hard to get to. So having one, at least for me, that's within driving distance, is a huge thing to have.
Yeah, I agree. Well, hopefully we'll see you guys at Con of Heroes. We'll see you at the next MCDC Con. Maybe folks on the West Coast will have a con out there, and we can fly out to that one too. That'd be fun. So until then, guys, thanks for coming on, and look forward to playing more games with you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Praise
Thanks,
Doom.
guys.
All right, we have our final group. We have saved the best for last. We're going to talk all about MCDC with two folks who were there with us through the whole show. We have Caldius or Craig back on. You were on earlier in the show with the kids. Welcome back, Craig.
Thank you.
And Spee, who everybody should know. If you listen to the show or you watch our streams or you went to MCDC, you should know Spee. Welcome, Spee.
Hello, hello.
How's it going?
Going okay.
Are you missing Marvel Champions? Have you played any games since the convention is the question.
Oh, God, no. I wish. I'm having trouble letting go of the weekend, but nope, too much going on. Had the carpet in my office replaced. So I had to move a bunch of stuff out and a bunch of stuff back in.
Just throws it all off.
It does.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Craig? Have you had a chance to get cards to the table or get cards on an online tabletop?
I played one with Steve yesterday, I think, right?
Yep.
Yesterday?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
was
right.
yesterday.
You were twitching.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're trick-or-treating with the Morlocks.
Yeah.
Nice.
By the time this show comes out, folks can find that show on YouTube. So, yeah. All right. So MCDC, you guys were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Did you guys come in early or stay late?
I came in Thursday on the train, so I got in around like 6. I think 7 really by the time I got to the hotel.
6, 7?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
I was there maybe a little bit earlier than that. I think I drove up with a friend from Greensboro, North Carolina, so it was about a 5-hour trip.
Ah, you both North Carolina boys.
Yeah, we actually met at a Loki event out in Durham where Greg is.
Well, it sounds like carpool options for next year.
Yeah, next time I might decide not to make it 2 extra hours and just not do the train. It was a nice ride though, and the kids got to just be like, "I'm gonna go to the snack car again." I'm like, "Here's a card. Please don't spend a lot of money. Thanks."
Craig brought his kids. I brought my kid. So, which you have already heard them, if you're listening. So, let's talk games. Shpee, how many games did you get in? Do you think, or did you track? Do you know how many games you played?
I think it was like 15 to 18. It really wasn't as many as I thought it might have been, but I'll say I felt much more relaxed at this con, and I spent a fair amount of time chatting, and I think the press to like just push and play more wasn't so much there. It was just overall fun.
Nice. Yeah. I know when we play 4-player game, it's a lot of socializing and some card playing, right? Maybe James is taking his turn, so Daniel and I are chatting about whatever, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, it's my turn," and we don't play too fast. We're there for the camaraderie, and I think that really was on display this weekend. So
it absolutely was, and I was more comfortable with people generally. I work from home, and I had been for years. So that going to Con of Heroes was a different experience. And I knew people there already, like you or like James, who I'd heard and chatted with here, but got to meet, and other people. So just settling in, it felt like, a lot of the people I knew already, or just the conversations started up or entered into so easily and quickly. Like I almost missed getting to the convention close to starting on Sunday because I was having such a nice chat with someone after breakfast.
Nice.
It's certainly something that's also come up when we've chatted with other groups as well, is just how great the community is as a whole. And I know that for me, I've certainly played for all of the hours that I was available, and I couldn't believe on day one how few games I had played. Like the biggest day, the longest hours. And I'm looking at my sheet, I think I played 5 in that time. I'm like, how did I only play 5 games? I've been here for like 10 hours. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what happens playing 4-player. I'm so used to playing solo for 9% of my life. Craig, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got in less games than I did in Con of Heroes. Mostly, partially due to the children situation, playing slow with them, and also we Friday we ended up going downtown to just see some stuff since we're in DC, and my daughter doesn't remember the last time we went downtown to DC. So I took most of Friday, like probably noon to 7, like just taking the subway down and checking out downtown. So I missed out on a lot of games. I think I got like maybe 8 total in. Definitely less than Con of Heroes.
Well, you took one for the team, but you played with the 3 kids several times. Like my son was like, I'm gonna play with them because Travis and Ren and I'm like, okay, you can go play with them. I'm not gonna complain because then I can play with these other 3 people that I wanted to come and play with too. Not that I didn't play a ton with my son, but it was really nice to see him like with the kids and then you and so.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, when you played the Loki thing, it was funny because like Loki feels like a lot, especially like when you see there's like 15,000 or 1,500 hit points or whatever.
I was
Yeah.
aghast when I
Like
saw
my
that
son
number.
and my son and daughter are like, is this ever gonna end? I'm like, it will. It'll go faster. Trust me. It'll chill out. Just give it a minute. There's people gotta catch up to killing the stuff. And then it ended pretty quickly after that.
Yeah. Yeah, that game was actually a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. It didn't feel like that game dragged because at a certain point they're like, "Hey, there's 500, health left on the God of Lies." And I think at that point everyone was like, "Well, let's see how much we can do." And then like
Yeah,
Brent was
everybody
calling off
pushed.
numbers. There's 200 left. There's 100 left. I'm like, "Wait, quick. We want to hit through the blow, like get more damage in and stuff." So, yeah, it started to fly.
I love it. Well, outside of that, were there any kind of major highlights for you guys? I mean, if there was one thing that you remember most from the con, what is it that's going to be carried forwards with you?
I mean, aside from just the people in the community, I did really love the All Captain America game we played with the 5 Captain Americas, one in each aspect against the Captain America leader.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
Nice.
It was like all day people wrangling, trying to like get people together. And then finally, as like I hopped out of a game I was about to start because it's like, okay, wait, we're getting close.
Yeah, there was definitely a point where the guy who sat on the end, I can't remember which aspect he was playing, but like he was in another game and we were kind of starting. We're like, you have 2 rounds, man, and your game's not over. You gotta play in the cap game. And Josh was surprisingly being polite and well behaved. I'm like, no, man, you gotta like be Josh and get him to quit that game and get over here for us. What are you doing? Like the one time we need you to be Josh.
He was meta Josh at that moment.
Yeah, it was crazy. He was like, I'm channeling Captain America. I'm like, oh, jeepers.
Amazing. And Craig, what about from your side?
Well, I got to play in the PvP round robin thing that they did. I think the PvP was a lot of fun. The 2v2 is cool because it feels like you're playing cooperatively with someone, but you're also doing the PvP thing. And another highlight I think was getting to play a different kind of PvP with you, James, doing the Star Wars deck building game, and me
Oh,
and
right.
Daniel teamed up against you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
No, that was fun. I'll say as well. I mean, surprise, surprise, right, folks? I did get to watch Craig also play some spoilers Nightcrawler, and well,
Okay.
I say I got to watch you play some Nightcrawler. Not really. You're just so fast at moving those cards around because you know it like the back of your hand that I didn't even know what was going on half the time. But it was a lot of fun because I've said to Craig before. You know, some of his decks have been some of my favorites over the years as well, especially with Nightcrawler. So it's just great to see people play things that they like, loved
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Thank you.
On that note, though, James, we played a 4-player game. You, Daniel, Tommy, and I, and you were playing Shadowcat. And when your turn would go, Daniel and I would like look at each other and be like, "I don't know what he's doing, but we trust him."
Look, just go watch some videos by Sco or by Drew. It'll be fine. Just
We're like, whatever.
watch some of their content on it.
Yeah, it just reinforced that him and I do not have the brain power to play that character. So
I hadn't even pulled out all of the new cuts both ways things yet. Other cheap triggers. So I'm gonna have to strip that deck down, and rebuild it again with the new cards we got.
yeah, I was playing Vision in that one. I'm like, I'm gonna flip to intangible. Not as much fun as whatever Shadowcat's doing. So did you guys, Craig, Speed, did you play any custom content on Sunday or
Sunday
at all?
was short. Yeah, Sunday was short for me because I only played the one game. But I did play against the Mandarin.
Very nice.
That one was interesting. He had these rings. There were probably 10 of them.
There was.
And,
I played against it later on that day.
Yeah, they kept coming out and kept coming out and kept coming out. And my buddy Alex and I, who I came up with, were both in the same game. And I was playing Tiger. I'd gotten the amulet out really early. So having all that resources allowed me to use my cards to get rid of rings constantly. So we actually kept it pretty well under control. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I would have liked to have done more. But we both kind of needed to get back to our families. He's got a little one.
I was gonna say that we had to leave for the train station pretty early, so we didn't get to play anything custom on Sunday. But I think it's cool they had a custom day because there's I noticed a lot of people feel uncertain about custom content. Like, am I allowed to bring a custom hero, whatever? So having a day dedicated to that lets those people stretch their legs without feeling awkward about it, and lets other people know that expectations kind of set, which is a neat thing, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. It gave you by the convention saying this is custom content day, it made it okay to play something that maybe wasn't balanced, it wasn't official, but it was we're supposed to try these things and let's give it a go. And yeah, I really appreciated that because it was fun to try that stuff. And I did see a White Queen hero being played. That was
that's Jonah's, I think.
Jonah, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it just, I don't know, you just felt empowered. You were empowered to try something like that, even if you only did one of them or whatever. And there was no judgment or whatever. So I had played at a Con of the Rings for the Lord of the Rings LCG, and that always, people sometimes had custom stuff, and somebody's like, "How do you feel about custom cards?" I was like, "It's fine, I don't mind, you can play." And the guy dropped a card, and it was Eru the Iluvatar, the creator of all of Middle Earth, and he's like, "I win." And I was like, "Oh, that's what we're doing."
Okay.
It was a total joke, but it was like, "Oh, you went all out if you're gonna build custom stuff." So
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was fun. So I did appreciate that we had the custom day for that kind of fun.
I think with the custom stuff as well, there's so many different levels of and times at which things have been cooked, if that makes sense. And it's great that people want to make and try making, everything and anything. And there's definitely times where some custom content can, because it's made by people who are so passionate that they'll make it so complicated and so over the top. But guess what? When you throw it together at a convention like this, most people taking time out of their year to drive, fly, whatever it may be, dedicate 3 days, can probably handle it, even if it is. Now I saw loads of custom content that was really quite simple and just straightforward as well. But even the ones that sometimes can be more challenging or tricky or fiddly just because of triggers or this and that, if there's a time to play it, it's, at least for me, it's when there's other people around the table that can answer questions for me. And I had a ton of fun in the games that I got to play that were custom. And I agree. I think just the nature of, and I'm sure the programming team would be very happy to hear it because that's why they wanted to do it, was to just put it out there to say, hey, it's okay for it. Why not? Give it a go, have a play. And if not, play whatever game you want to play.
Yeah, because I mean, day one was a campaign, which technically was custom content, right? It was the Doom and it was the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a centerpiece of these conventions is some custom stuff. So it makes sense to kind of throw open the doors. I definitely would. I feel like I don't get to play enough anyway, but heck, yeah, bring in more custom stuff. There's tons of stuff I'd like to see.
This is a very personal thing, I guess, or whatever. And maybe it's just a comfort zone thing I need to stretch out of. But I always feel way more comfortable playing custom scenarios than I do heroes for some reason. I'm usually totally cool with playing a custom scenario, but custom heroes sometimes I'm like feel like standoffish about for some reason.
I get the impression that you're a pretty capable player and probably like to know and understand how cards work. And to be able to deck build, you have so much more autonomy in deck building, right? You're trying to figure out what you're doing, and it really does mean to play a custom hero, you do really have to learn. Frankly, playing any new hero, you have to go through the phases of learning who they are, what they are, how best to pilot them, everything under the sun. And that's if you want to include building or not. But I will say from the villain side of it, you kind of put it out there and you just have to deal with it one card at a time, if that makes sense. At least that's the way I feel about it is.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah, I think
Careful,
you're right.
that phrase might be copyrighted.
Oh, really? But yeah, because even when I first pull out I get excited. But even when I first pull out a hero from a new pack and I pull them, I'm like, it takes me but I'm a slow human being, so it takes me a good long time to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
No,
same. It takes me a bit too. So that's fair.
It's an excellent point. I think we take a lot more time to digest a hero than we do an encounter set. It is a lot easier to just put out the encounter set and just play through it, and feel like you have a reasonable idea of what it does, as opposed to laying out a hero and having different aspects you can pick and stuff.
Well, I know I had a great time there with you guys. Do you have any other highlights or anything else you wanted to mention about the show? Oh, you wanted to mention about the con? I'm getting tired, sorry.
It's a great show, Steve. I love this podcast.
You know what? It is a great show because folks like you come on. We've had a great selection of people come on for this episode specifically.
Folks like Craig come on twice.
Yeah, double.
Can't keep me out. Yeah.
Double the Craig, double the fun.
I'll say like the prize selection was actually pretty cool. Like I don't know how they distribute that because they call people in waves and everybody wins. My kids acted like we all won. It's like everybody wins, kids. Everybody gets called. Okay, I don't want to spoil it. You guys are
Don't take the joy away from the child.
Yeah,
I gotta say a big shout out to Sean Hutarama and to Phil as well. They were really big in organizing all of that. And I know that this is our first time, running a con. I'll say a lot of the more thankless jobs that are behind the scene logistics things that even I'm not aware of. Some of my feedback when we did our internal dissection was, hey guys, I don't know if there were challenges that you had, but I really didn't know about them when I was sat there in the con. And for sure, there's logistic things that they've already gone through to do with the organizing of the prizes and things like that, because there's obviously a limit to how many times you can call out the same name and not have someone come through to pick up a prize. Until someone eventually just says, you know what, screw it. I'm going to say that's my name. I'll take it. I'll go. And so my hat goes off to those guys and everyone who was involved in putting together, as well as all of the local community, because, I mean, everyone was so generous. I mean, the Critical Encounters team, Steve, you and the guys were so generous with bringing things to give out to people. Other community members were so generous in bringing things to give out to people. And when I say give out to people, I mean handing it literally to people, but also putting things into the raffle draw. It really was just a big community effort. So thank you to everyone that donated. Thank you to all of the people that put in a lot of time and effort into figuring out how to logistically run that kind of thing as well.
Yeah, that's true. Steve was giving out another standard 3, which I was like, dang, this is something I didn't know I needed until I have it in my hands now. But like
Yes.
leaving stuff built is pretty sweet. You don't have to take anything apart.
100%.
Yeah, that was a bonus I hadn't considered. I just have more standard sets now.
Right? So nice.
Like, and that is a really interesting bias. How come? Well, actually, no. Okay, I do have 2 standards and 2 experts because I have 2 core sets. But can we please get another standard 3? I want another standard 3.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I
think
don't
you
need
have a
one now.
guy.
I've got one.
You guys, one thing we didn't talk about at all was the very super special raffles for, what was it, Wolverine and Captain America packs?
2 Captain Americas,
2
yeah.
Captain America packs. So this was like a special raffle that you guys did. It cost an additional fee. It was like $5 or something, right? And there was one pack I understand was like a sealed pack of Cap, and maybe the other was opened, but it was, still like mint or whatever you want to call it. Just didn't have the blister pack. And then so people could enter for that and walk away with one of these like really hard to find packs. And I thought that was really neat. I did not participate in that because I didn't want to take a pack away from someone who needed it. But I thought that was nice.
That's how I felt too. It was really exciting too because I was sitting next to, I think it was Alyssa, and we had been talking about the heroes that she had passed on and not picked up because like, I don't care that much. I'll get it later, and then regretted it. And then her name got called for Captain America, and we just all lost it. We're like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Alyssa's great. Alyssa was certainly one of those people from the local community as well that was digging through to, if someone, hey, we're doing this for an alt art, I need that. That should be dig through all volumes, finding things. So I'm really happy that they managed to get a copy.
There was that interesting moment, the very, very first like general raffle, the prizes, where like everybody came out of that one set of tables.
Yes.
Steve, I was at that table and I watched like everyone but me get up except me and one other guy. I was in one corner and the other guy was in the other corner. And then in one of the later rounds, I saw him get called. And I was like, hey, why am I the last one from the magic table?
Did you not see the envelope that was going around? You didn't put your credit card in it, did you?
Oh, that's
no.
Yeah, all the coordinators were making such a big fuss about how random everything was too when they called all those people.
Hey, look, eventually that was going to happen, right?
Right, of course.
Only the
Maybe
universe
not,
can be
maybe
that
not.
random.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah,
That was really funny.
Everybody did get something really, right? If you were there when your name got called, I heard like Daniel's name get called twice. He tells me I never win anything, and he ended up getting called twice. Like, but he didn't.
Nice.
He didn't go up the he wasn't there the second time they called his name because they must not have marked him off the first time or something. So I'm like, your name got called again. I was texting him. He's like, oh shoot. I'm like, yeah, well, it's too late. So you already went once.
There was a $50 gift card, and I got that thinking, I was like, man, I've been hearing Steve talk about this Vantage game. That's pretty
yeah.
sweet. Yeah, I picked that up, and then the kids were like, we
nice.
want Pokemon cards, and I was like, okay, guess I'm getting that.
Did you buy that box of Pokemon? The display box thing?
It bought me 30 minutes of peace, so it was
my son got the exact same box with those big cards in the next day. It's so funny.
Yeah. Well, and I think Tom watched Travis open his and stuff, and then he's like, when am I getting mine? When am I going to get mine? When am I getting mine? And then Travis watched Tom open his. It's like, so, yeah. On top of that, we had a visit from the Tooth Fairy also. Tom lost a tooth.
Yeah.
Oh, Travis pulled his out like yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
He ripped it out of his. He was like, I think it's loose. I'm like, it's not that loose. He's like, I ripped it out, and I was like, okay, well, hopefully
MCDC kind of violent, man. Pretty violent. Losing teeth.
Yeah. You leave changed. You know, when you go there, you don't come back the same person.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right. We've been talking for a little bit. This is our last group. Guys, this has been great. Thanks. I'm so excited I got to see you guys and play again. I'm already ready to go to the next one. Maybe give me like 2 weeks to just rest up, and I'll be back. I'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I'm with
Once
you.
I finish reorganizing my cards, I'm ready. I think I've just got 2 more aspect stacks to do, and then I'm ready to go again.
Sweet.
Yeah, I started doing that. It turns out that I left one of my PvP cards in with Boom Guy, so he has to mail me a card back, and he's missing one of his PvP cards. So the dangers of PvP right there.
So anyone that's listening,
Yeah.
please go check your PvPs if you have one too many. Trevor, it is.
Yeah.
Shield Toss, Captain America Shield Toss is the one he needs. He has mine, so I know where mine is, but he's looking for his still.
I've got 2 main schemes that I need to mail up to Larry. I think Brant's receiving it, and then some cards of his as well.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. Well, it's a small price to pay for such a good time for the con. So.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Not too hard to proxy something too. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much, and we'll see you around.
Yeah, we'll be
Thanks for
around.
having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming on. All right, here we go. Bye-bye. All right, I have one more special recording here for the MCDC recap. It is my partner in crime, Daniel. Hi, Daniel.
Hey,
You
what
made it.
is up?
Yeah.
Oh, golly. I am so sorry I wasn't there on recap night, Steve. Forgive me.
I know. My very first question is, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better?
Well, yeah. So I was down for the count for about 4 or 5 days after. I missed work and everything.
Yikes.
I got that con crud. But then I passed it along to my oldest child, so it's all good.
Oh,
Yeah.
a family
we
affair.
wanted to keep it going.
Yeah, good.
So she's missed some time. Oh god, it's been a thing. It's been a thing.
Wow.
I'm still like not completely recovered. I don't think it's weird.
Well, you sound okay. You sound better.
Thank you. Yeah, I still sound like my goofy self, but
no.
But oh my god, Steve, did I have an absolute blast while I was there? What a delight it was.
Yeah, good. We got the game a whole bunch of times together, which was awesome.
We did. It was great to play with Tommy as well.
Oh, yeah.
And Phil, I'm glad that you brought those guys down. What a hoot.
Yeah, it was nice to have people in the car with me and like games with people I knew, and then people in the car with me on the ride home.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Now
Um,
you were right there. You didn't have far to go.
It was an hour. It was an hour back to home.
Okay.
And an hour is seems like a longer time when you're driving it at like 10:30 p.m.
Yeah, I was gonna say late at night. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. So no, but it was great. What an incredible turnout. I thought the design and the preparation that all those Virginians did was just simply fantastic. It was so well run, so well done. Beautiful time.
Yeah. Speaking of design, let's talk about some of the custom designed cards, like the Dr. Doom and the Fantastic.
Oh, that was
Foes.
great.
Yeah.
Of course, our listeners know all about Dr. Doom, whether they were there or not, because we previewed that.
Yeah.
It was so fun to play it. I liked what it added to the scenarios of the campaign. That first day when they made their campaign, I thought it was great. Absolutely great. It wasn't like Doom became the main thing, but it was a thing, and it was a thing of choice. Like you could deal with Doom how you wanted. It wasn't required. It was just really neat. Like he was this so differently designed villain.
Well, minion, really.
A minion, right? Yeah. It was just.
He felt like the villain if you played with the whole like God Emperor piece.
Right? Yeah. But then you're also like, well, we can just sort of ignore this, right? And I know in one of our 3 scenarios we did. It was kind of like we're just like, well, just let him grow to be whatever Doom he needs to be. Well, we need to focus on the main thing at hand.
Josh and I were talking about how the Doom modular was modular itself. You could leave that God Emperor piece off to the side and just play with like Doom and his bots, which I thought was cool. So.
Yeah, it was great. And I liked that in the scenario, or in the campaign rather, like he was kind of on your side, kind of not. He was like a third faction.
Doing his own thing.
So doing his thing.
All right, now we played in the Loki together, right? You were the Podfather.
I was.
So you're in charge of the whole thing, reporting, right? Reporting.
Only reporting. You were actually in charge of managing the groups that are table.
Well, just the group next to me.
Well, I guess, yeah. But we
Yes,
were
yeah.
like sending down our threat management and stuff to the other end where
Yeah, that's true. That's
Craig
true.
was and his kids. Craig and the kid table.
Yeah, my kid too. He took
they
one
were
for the
great.
team there. Yeah, it
They
was
were
nice.
great.
What did you think of the massive multiplayer Loki?
It was my first time doing it. I thought it was great. It reminded me of the Blob.
Okay.
It seemed like kind of basically the same thing as the Blob in Arkham. But super fun. And was it Brant that ran it as Loki?
Yeah.
That was a great touch to have like a physical embodiment of Loki kind of poking fun at people, but also helping with rules. And so it was great.
Yeah, and he's a personality, so like he could hold the attention of the room, which you need to with 82 people playing, right?
Yeah. And it was fun. It was super fun. It didn't, the scenario itself didn't like, I don't know, rock my world in design, as it were. It was seemed like all the other kinds of epic things. I don't know how they could be otherwise, sort of.
Right.
So it's like, here's 82 people trying to hit, 9 zillion hit points of damage. But I did like the countdown of like when heroes died and the
scheme went up. Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool. And I, maybe the scenario could have been harder. Like, didn't we end with like still double digits to go of?
Yeah, I do agree in that. It's probably a balance issue, right? Because like if you play it solo, you can only lose 2 things and then it's done, right? Or something like that.
Sure.
When you're
But
playing with 82
obviously not going to
people,
play epic and solo, right? So they just need different rules for one table versus a room full of tables, I guess.
Yeah. And you
And that's
played
probably
like
true of all these.
the Lord of the Rings epics and the Arkham epics.
Like I said, they're all kind of this. They're all similar. It's just some kind of interesting global effect where kind of everyone can lose, but basically you're just throwing as much beat down on the bad guy as you can.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we played Loki. We played their campaign. You and I threw down some PvP. First the winning hand.
Yeah, and the winning hand was the winning hand.
Yeah, by
Very
like
disappointing. By
by what? By what though? Yeah.
By not the card draw we needed for some Scarlet Witch shenanigans with like hex bolts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like there
one
were like
boost
3
card at
opportunities.
0, right? Yeah,
three
like
opportunities I had to get a 2 boost card and couldn't do it. So we ended our turn with them having 2 hit points left, and we knew at that point we're like, well, we're done because
yeah, we
were
went
like,
all in.
We were like, we were locked in on side schemes. We couldn't get out of that.
Yeah, the turn or 2 beforehand, we just like we looked at the side schemes. We're like, well, there's a crisis here, and we're both playing aggression.
We're both, so this is going to be what it is. So let's hit as hard as we can, as fast as we can.
All our
and
chips
we did a
into the
great
middle
job.
of the table. Yeah,
I think we did a great job.
A single one better flip off the encounter deck off your hex bolt, and we had it.
That really would have been it.
Yeah.
So, but I'll be honest though, Steve. I don't know that I ever need to do PvP again. Like it's just not.
Not your
it's
thing.
Not my thing. Yeah. It's not my game of choice.
I think I need to try it again in a less chaotic environment. I kind of felt like, we built the encounter. Well, I built the encounter deck that morning. Hadn't really looked at stuff. I had heard people say that Captain Marvel was the hardest, so I'm like, well, let's use Captain Marvel.
I had not surprisingly, I had no idea about that.
And then Boom Guy was like, he's the hardest. She's the hardest. I'm like, oh, is she really? I did not know that.
You villain, you. You're villain. All right.
But yeah, I think I'd like to give it a go in with more time and a little better prep, maybe, and maybe less. Honestly, like a little less pressure. Like played at my Friday night group instead of a 4-player game, 2 2-player games, and just see how it goes.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah.
And it might be a little faster, might not be. I don't know, but
it was a little different from what I anticipated too. So I guess I like that all the villains that are not, the hero / villains that are in those boxes, you can play them in like normal games and stuff.
Which we did.
Did you?
Yeah, you and I in the very first campaign, we got to beat up Iron Man, remember?
Oh my God, that's right. It was him. There was a certain delight in that, obviously.
Yeah. It was finally, we got to look at Iron
Man. Yeah, it was
Man in the
Iron
face.
Man, and then we went to something, and then we went to Hela, right?
Yeah, something was...
What was that? Something in the middle.
Enchantress.
Yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, PvP, not my cup of soup, but it did seem like people were having a great time with it.
Yeah. Now, the real showstopper, the spotlight, the strongest villain there ever was, we did play Dung Beetle.
Steve,
because you made us
such great work making that scenario. Well done.
Thanks.
That was so wonderful to play against and to see. And
our giant ball of dung at the end with like 40 cards in it.
I feel like it had like half of everyone's deck. And we played that with some folks that had no idea what was happening, right? Like
Chris D. Vader. He's a listener to the show, so he knew it was going on. He knew it was coming.
I don't think he'd ever.
Yeah, he hadn't really played it or seen it in detail.
Right?
Yeah. And then James. So.
Oh yeah, Darcy. That was some fun.
But you had a couple of quotes for the con for me during that game because you were playing Tigra and you kept like using the hunting card to go get the warthog, and you're like, "I'm going pig hunting."
Yeah. Tigra is great. I will play her forever.
Yeah, she looks really fun.
Yeah. So one of my highlights, though, Steve, was the final dinner we had Saturday night at the restaurant kind of next door. That was a wonderful time. It was you and Tommy and Phil and
Aaron and
Josh, Aaron, Lack of Subtlety.
Yep.
Brent. And it was wonderful. Because it was nice to like be with people, not feel we had to talk about Marvel stuff, like just have a conversation like I guess normal people have.
Yeah, it was a nice just relaxing dinner, kind of like outside. And I didn't see anybody else from the con there, at least not from my view. So we did just feel like it was just kind of us. I did lose my fleece there though.
Oh no.
I think I don't know. I lost my fleece either there or in the lobby immediately following. So,
oh man, so I feel like every time you come down to this region, you lose something or something breaks.
Yeah, that was just a fleece, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it was nice hanging out with you guys and just talking life. So
yeah.
I did cut out early with Tom because we had to go get ice cream at the little ice cream place.
Yeah.
So.
We stayed a little longer. It didn't help the crud death that I was already suffering from, but I was like, I already knew it was happening, right? So it's like, well, I don't get to hang with these fellas very often, so I'm just gonna.
I'm toast anyways.
Maybe get them sick. That's what I thought. So like a true villain, because I know Josh also had con crud after. So but it was great to see you. It was so fun. I thought it was a wonderful weekend. I'm grateful that it was close by. Grateful I got to do it.
No, you didn't come back on Sunday though.
Did not come back on Sunday. We had soccer stuff and family stuff to do on that day, and so
right.
And by then I was also just down for the count.
you're toast.
I still had to drive like an hour and a half to a soccer game. Yeah.
Now, what about they did the raffle and people were giving away, and they gave away all art cards. It was like a lot of swag. What do you think about the swag stuff?
Beautiful. I won one raffle. I got my name called, and I will talk more about that in a critical, like one of our more normal
future shows. Okay,
cool. What I grabbed will be part of a contest.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I knew that I wouldn't be keeping any of the stuff that we got. So whether it was swag from just the organizers, the alt art stuff like that. I grabbed an alt art silk and an alt art. Who else was I playing that they had alt art? Phoenix, maybe?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. And so I took those and just threw them in my sleeves. But
Yeah, because you were playing Phoenix against Loki in the massive multiplayer, and we were like, "What happens if Consume the World Dark Phoenix triggers? Does everybody lose?
Do we all lose?" Which would
We
I
all
would have
lose.
thought would have been awesome. I would have tried to engineer that.
Yeah,
but
it never even came out on the table. I don't think so.
It did. No, at the very end, she was out.
It was okay. Oh yeah,
yeah,
maybe the last
yeah.
turn. Or
But it was
something.
like too late for Loki to make that a positive for him. Yeah. But all in all, A plus, man. I just had such a blast.
Yeah, me too. I was really happy that we could hang out, see each other,
Yep.
and and
100%.
get so many games in. Do you know how many games you played?
Yeah, I actually kind of recorded it, and I played a total of 11.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So in 2 days, yeah.
Did you
I had
record
that
on the little
they
game
had the
tracker
little
thing
sheet.
they gave us?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
little sheet that they gave us.
Darcy
Yeah.
made that little sheet. Did you know that?
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made that or did that. And we had that great game at the very end. The very last game we played on Saturday was like you and Tommy and was it Darcy and me or Phil and me?
Phil. We played with Darcy and then we played with
Darcy
Phil.
and then we played Phil. And
Yeah.
we had the bingo thing. I should talk about the bingo thing. So everyone had like their own kind of bingo card. And one of mine was to get bingo required that everyone at the table play a protection deck. So you and Darcy and Tommy were generous enough to just throw down some protection decks against God, who do we even play? I forget what we did. Oh, Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. Yeah. Now don't give Tommy too much credit because he also had that bingo square. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in." He was like, "Well, I'll get it. I'll get credit too."
I'm giving him all the credit.
Yeah.
But that was like the one that was my 5 across. Like that was like the one I needed. And then I actually went up to the organizer in charge of, so what do I do when I fill this thing out? And like nobody paid attention to me. So whatever prize I was supposed to get for that, I have not.
Yeah, I think they had a few things for early bingo and then maybe not much after that.
Got
it. Or they saved some, like Tom also finished his off of that game. He had like 2 things he completed and then he went and got his bingo and they gave it to him. And maybe it was because he was 12 and you are more than that.
I'm a little more than 12.
Yeah.
So yeah, understood.
It was fun to do though. I liked seeing the different options on it.
Yeah, that was a cool idea.
The one thing I didn't do at all was any of their challenge cards.
I didn't either.
I lost track that they were even there. So
me too. It was part of the bingo card, and I didn't quite understand it. So but it's in my backpack still, next to Boom Guy's shield toss.
Oh yeah, we had some PvP cards. Yeah, you have to give him that one because he has one of mine. So we have to make a hostage exchange here.
Yeah,
between podcasts.
He's ransoming yours until I send it to him. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a local. I'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Steve, I know you have a game to play right now with Spee and Craig and Bill. So
yeah,
get to it, my brother. It was great to see you. The con was an absolute success. I have no doubt that this will be an annual occasion.
Yeah, I look forward to going to that one and kind of heroes and anything else we can get to. So
100%. So thank you, everyone who was there, everyone who I met from the opening line where met, a person from Toronto was super cool. And Alyssa, I think was her name. It was fun to talk to her in line. It was great. It was absolutely great. The whole thing, and everyone in this community is awesome. Is absolutely awesome. And of course, something like this is going to go off well when the people involved are great people.
Very true.
So yeah. So good night, Steve. Good night, all.
Yeah. Thanks, Daniel.
Cheers, man.
Back to our regularly scheduled podcast, I guess. I don't know where this is going.
So. Yeah. Good night, all.
Night.
Well, I'm really humbled. It was so great to, it really makes me miss the con, getting to get together with everyone and talk through everything this evening. And much like Jonah and I was saying earlier on, it's kind of crazy how quickly everybody is already working on everything for the next year. Some people may have even seen Brian soft testing things ready for the next year. Won't obviously say what it is, but everyone's super excited. Rest assured, we're already planning and working towards the next MCDC.
Yeah, I can't wait. I would also encourage anybody out there on the West Coast, do a con, man. Right? You have you've got the guys from Con of Heroes that would probably help you out. The guys from MCDC who would give you pointers. It'd be really cool to see multiple conventions in different regions of the U.S. I know there are some European cons out there as well, so that's pretty cool. Take this thing worldwide. Have some fun out there, and more Marvel champions, the better. So,
I mean, I know from our side, obviously a huge amount of hours and effort and time went into it, but the realities are beyond that. The community is just kind of so great that if you can find a place and a space, and even just, you don't even have to do the hotel stuff, right? Like, it's helpful because it gives a home base for maybe the masses, which then makes it easier for people to get together for games in and out. But if you can just find a place that's happy to provide space for 3 days, you don't need that much more. Obviously, everything else is great, but we have a great community, so people really will do and make what they can as well, right?
Yeah, folks, this is a heroic community. People will step up and help out. And maybe your local game store has a night that you can have a Marvel Champions night. And maybe you start with 2 or 3 of you. And then by the time, a couple months go by, maybe you've got 12 folks showing up every week to play Marvel Champions. You got to get out there and make it happen. It's just, everybody has been great. Everyone who came on the show, I want to say a big thank you to the time and effort they put in to come in and chat with us. I want to say thank you to the con organizers, to the developers of the game, to Huzzah Hobbies who hosted us, anybody and everybody who buys a pack of these cards, sits down and plays and has a good time and is putting that positive spirit out there into the world. Thank you for being a champion.
You know what we've not really had yet, though? It's VillainCon.
Oh,
When's
yeah.
VillainCon happening?
I came home on Sunday and I started thinking, where can I host a convention in my neighborhood that I could call Con of Villains or Villain Con or whatever it might be? Yeah.
Well, if people were interested in VillainCon, how could they reach you, Steve?
Yeah, if you have some ideas and thoughts, you can reach out to us with email at criticalencounterspod@gmail.com. We are Critical Encounters on Facebook. You can find our YouTube, Twitch, or Patreon by searching for Critical Encounters Podcast. And on Discord, we are Vardane, Big Foam Loaf, and Darcy, and your MCDC convention friends. Too many names to thank. And if you like our show, tell your friends. If you don't like our show, tell your enemies. The community, take us out.
Cut off one head, and 2 more will take its place.
Hail Hydra!
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 Hail deer. I mean Hydra.
Hail Hydra!
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 Howdy, Hydra! Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra! Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra! Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra! Hail Hydra! Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hail Hydra!
Hey guys, Jameson here. I wanted to get a Hail Hydra from the whole family, so here's the Jameson clan, and I hope you enjoy it, giving their own Hail Hydra. Hey honey, Will you say Hail Hydra?
Whatever, nerd.
Okay. Say Hail Hydra, Otto.
Hail Hydra, Otto.
All right.
Give us a Hail Hydra. Yeah, now in French. Good dog.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig. So everyone has to say hi.
Hi, Craig.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Craig.
Okay, that gets your voices and it detects you. So, all right, everybody ready?
Hi, Craig. Hi, Craig.
Hi.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Okay.
Hey, Craig.
I'm talking about.
Also good start.
Hey, Craig. Try
All right, I'm going to start. Everybody ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Brian, what was your experience with Doctor Doom? And
Did you just say Brian?
Brent.
There you go.
Oh,
It sounded. Go on.
Funny story about me getting Brent's name wrong constantly. So we met up in Louisville a few weeks ago. Well, it's been a couple months ago, when Trickster Takeover came out to play with them, and I had met Brent for the first time at Con of Heroes earlier in the year, and I met up there, me and Aaron and my wife and Brent, and then Groggy Golem, who is also in the various discords, met up to play Trickster Takeover. Excuse me. And I could not for the life of me remember Brent's actual name. Could not. Just knew him as lack of subtlety. And I asked Aaron, I looked over at Aaron, I said, Aaron, what's his name? What is, like, when we had a downtime, I said, Aaron, what is his name? What is his name? And Aaron just confidently, as confident as Aaron has ever given me information ever, he said, it's Chris. And I said,
Yes.
he said, it's Chris. And I went, oh, okay. And then I started calling him Chris. And I called him Chris once, and you responded to it, Brent. And you said you did something. Then I called you Chris again. And you looked at me and said, did you just call me Chris? And I said, yes. And you said, that's not my name. And I was like, that son of a bitch, Aaron.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
That's great.
Just as confident as anybody's ever been confident about something.
Well, everyone goes through life with those names that are similar to yours that people call you all the time. So I'm Brad, Brett, Brian. In my entire life, it's, I've just learned to respond to anything that starts with a BR in it. So that's just life. But yeah, Chris is a stretch.